Hello, hello. Welcome back to Satisfactory. Last time we did... I don't even remember anymore. It's been a very, very, very long past couple weeks. We got steel set up. We got some sort of rudimentary access via a road here. But now that we have blueprints unlocked, I want to start designing road segments and try to connect things nicely. So we'll see exactly what happens with that, but I know we still have a lot to do, a lot to take care of, and it's, of course, going to take time. So, lizard doggos are back to normal after April Fools. Let's go check and see if they have anything for us. Whoa! Electromagnetic control rods are part of nuclear power, which is at least 4 tiers ahead of us. Thank you, Gary 4. Gary 2's got some of these things, reinforced iron plates. Gary 3's got some cables, and Gary 1 has absolutely nothing. Well, thanks anyway, Gary. We'll go ahead and deposit these. I do feel like I probably should start sinking some more items so I can get some points, so I can get some cool stuff for the blueprints. But for now, we're probably okay. Can't use those yet. I'm going to want those stators sooner rather than later when I get into making motors. So I'll tell you what we'll do, because I want to get some points here. I've got how many? I've got 3 coupons in here. I'm going to keep those in there, but I'm just going to start dumping a bunch of trash in here that I really don't care about. I should convert those into the DNA capsules after I check and see if there's any more research I can do. That actually makes sense. I've got, see, 5 of those, and 500 gets me an extra hand equipment slot. That's useful. Do I have 500 steel beams? I'll tell you what. Let's go check, because I would like an extra hand slot. That's always useful. We can talk about what I want to do with these roads in a little bit. So right now this single platform just works fine, but I would like for this to be an actual road, kind of elevated, with a power conduit and a space for hypertubes and possibly pipelines. Just kind of engineer some sort of something that would allow us to utilize the space a lot more effectively. But the problem is I don't have blueprints designed for any of those. I know there are ones you can download, but I feel like part of the fun is figuring out how to do this stuff for yourself. So I'm going to need to learn how to do that and get all this taken care of here. Literally dropped everything I was doing. No idea how I missed you playing Satisfactory. Well, I've been playing it off and on for a couple of years, but I'm glad to have you here. No, I guess I shouldn't have turned there. Don't read chat and drive, folks. But yeah, I started over for 1.2, and as of now, we've got a decent early game setup. I'm not really super jazzed about all of it, but it works. Alright, so we've had our steel factory chugging away here. I don't need this many steel pipes this early on, so I think I'm just going to sink most of those. And I've got now... looks like almost 600 steel beams, which means I can put 500 of those into the whole extra hand slot thing, because it's going to be really convenient to have as many hand slots as possible so I can have different weapons and detection things and all that. Here's the question. Are the Garys finding these things or crafting away like 1,000 monkeys at typewriters writing Shakespeare? Probably a little bit more of the second one. Hello, Kurt. Need to learn how to do things for yourself. Is this the intro to adulting? Well, I'm a little old to be in the intro to adulting. Perfect demonstration of why one shouldn't text and drive. Exactly. Make good choices, folks. Now, I had a friend in college who was always like, oh, I drive better when I'm texting. Like, no, you don't. Stop the car immediately. But I digress. So it's not hard to get over here. But we do want to make it possible for us to have a nice, clean... Where am I even going? See, exactly. We want to make it possible for us to have a nice, clean highway with a bunch of utilities. So we'll need to make some straight segments, some curved segments, and then probably ramps and all that. I did watch a couple of videos, Total Eclipse specifically, about trying to do different types of blueprints. But a lot of that gets a lot easier when you have the Mark II or the Mark III blueprint thing, and I only have the Mark I. So we're going to have to just, you know, not let perfect be the enemy of good and just build something. I'm going to fire back as strongly as possible on the whole it being okay to do that at traffic lights thing, because what happens is people don't pay attention and then you miss the green light and then everyone behind you is really mad. And it happens to me at least 4 or 5 times a day. It's like, put the phone down and drive the car. Like, I don't know what's so hard about that, but people just refuse to do it. I'm on live chat. And it's illegal in my state to text and drive, and it's like a $500 ticket or something. Which doesn't seem to have stopped anybody from doing it. Let's get this in here, because I don't need all of these pipes. I'll keep 1 stack of pipes. But those will get us a decent number of coupons. I actually want to see how fast that happens. Okay, well, you live in a country where you can get away with doing that. If I bumped into somebody's car from behind to get them to move, I would be shot instantly. I've actually had guns pulled on me in traffic before, which is not a fun thing. Alright, so these don't give a lot of points. So that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and watch this. But I did want to go ahead and get these things put into capsules. And then we will get our extra hand slot. And then I guess I can put the other ones in reserve, maybe. And we'll see what else we have to use those for. YouTube has emailed me to let me know that I'm live. Thank you very much for reminding me. Saw a really entitled comment on your video. I mean, alright, don't... I would ask that you don't do that. Just because that's what those people want. I haven't read it, so I don't know what you're talking about, but... I mean, people can have whatever feelings they want about my videos. I'm not out here saying you can only enjoy things. Like, obviously, if I make stupid mistakes, then call me out on it. I literally ask people to do it. But there's a way to do that that's not just outright being rude. But, I can't stop you. I would request that you don't, but I literally cannot stop you from doing anything. I do not have any agency over your decision-making process, nor should I don't think, but... To be legally allowed to text as a driver, you have to park the car and turn off the engine. At that point, you aren't operating a vehicle anymore. You would be surprised how differently police interpret that type of law. I have a guy I worked with when I was in college at a restaurant who was charged with a DUI because he had his keys in the car with him, even though he was sleeping in the back of it, and he did not have the keys on his person.
During the creation of this tool belt.
So, was he driving a vehicle? No. Was the vehicle on? No. Was it in drive? No. Was it on a road? No. But he was in a car, he was drunk, and he had the keys also in the car, even though they were nowhere near him. They still charged him with DUI, and he lost his license for like 5 years. So, you know, your mileage may vary, interpretive justice, etc., but, there's no chance I'm ever getting close enough with anything to risk that. It's like, I'm just not even doing that. Again, it does seem at times that there are completely different versions of the justice system depending on who you are in this country. But I'm not going to go any further into that. I need this to be making modular frames, I think. Let's check how many... Okay, yeah, we can definitely turn this back into modular frame making. Alright, so reinforced iron plate and iron rods. I don't think I have reinforced iron plate actually being made. I just have this. I've got this, and I've got this. And I do want those. So I think what I have to do to make more modular frames is I have to feed it reinforced iron plates. These were actually made by a machine at some point, so it's not the same as just manually crafting these, but I need to at some point just bite the bullet and make these things. I need to redo this entire setup here. It just doesn't seem like a very fun thing to be doing. But I'm gonna have to do it at some point. So I'm going to make a... Get out of here! Come on, man. Alright, thank you. I just need to make a separate little... What do you call it here? And I know this is not what you do. This is not the right way to do it, but it's the way I'm going to do it, because at this point I kind of have lost the ability to care until I completely redo all of this. Oh yeah, I was going to put in a thing here. Ah, yes, I have to have the reinforced iron plates to build the machine that's going to help me make reinforced iron plates. Okay. You know what? You know what? You got me there. You got me there. Is this going to line up at all with any of these? Survey says probably not. So I'm going to just choose not to worry about it. Do I have an alternate recipe for these? No, I do not. Okay. 30 iron plates per minute. We are not even making 30 iron plates per minute. But it needs 60 screws per minute, and we are not even... Are we? We're making 75 per minute. It's taking 18 ingots per minute. It's making 30, so I'll tell you what we'll do is we will get this up to 25. That's making 100 per minute. Is that going to get me to 125? I can only really make 120. I need that to be 240%. There we go. Alright, and that is a Mark 1 or a Mark 2 belt? That is a Mark 1 belt, which means it has to be changed to a Mark 2. Now that's filling up with 120 per minute. This is demanding nothing because it's making something else. Alright, I'm going to take this out, and here's why. Because I just need this to go directly without pass and go or collecting $200 into probably this. And then I need to get the iron plates to come over here, which currently do not have an output. I'm going to make a really stupid looking machine. Remember, it's not spaghetti if the lines don't actually cross. Just keep that in mind, folks. This will come over to here. And I suppose I will get this set up to be at, I guess that height seems about right. Can I get on top of this? I can. Okay, it's not quite tall enough. Let's fix that. There we go. And then that is going to go there. I'm putting it in straight... No, I'm not. Never mind. It can be in regular mode. And that's going to give us our iron plates. Please note that at no point do any belts actually cross to the point of clipping. That is set there. I have to have this connected to power, and that goes to... Nope, that's full. That goes to that one for right now. And then I've got a very ugly foundation thing here. This is making reinforced iron plates 5 per minute just as soon as I get regular iron plates in, which they're slowly filling up. And then at that point, if I go to straight mode, I'm going to have that come back. This, okay, well this is going to cause a problem here. So there's going to be a little bit of spaghetti. You know, a little bit of spaghetti never hurt anybody. Just, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. I have 2 separate Satisfactory streams on right now. Are you watching Bits? I think he's also live. Having a birthday stream, I think it is. So go show him some love. It's fun watching two different build styles and speeds at the same time. Yeah, it's one of those things where I could never watch a stream while streaming for obvious reasons. But I do find myself having sometimes multiple sources of stimuli when I'm trying to get work done. That's probably not how it's supposed to work, but it's fine. Alright, so I've got that technically automated, even though it's not the best implementation of this ever. But we are making reinforced iron plate. And then I can feed that back into this thing, but it seems like it's already doing okay. It's taking 3.6 of those per minute, and this is making 5 per minute, which means this can actually be sped up. Yeah, let's do that. It takes 4.5 per minute. I want this to be the full 5, which is going to be, let's try 0.667, should get me there. Yep, there we go. So 3.333 repeating, of course, modular frames per minute. That is going to help us get our advanced steel production taken care of, and eventually allow us to complete additional milestones. And I did make my extra hand thing. I don't really care about the inhalers at this exact moment, but we will do that. Alien technology. I would love to have a dimensional depot. Boy, would I love to have a dimensional depot, but I don't have the SAM fluctuators because I have to go back and get more SAM. That's something where I probably should go ahead and build just a simple extraction thing for the SAM up by the SAM, which is right here. It's an impure node, so it'd be very slow and very inefficient, but that is something that we could do, and we do have the tractor, so it's not as annoying to get there anymore. So why don't we do that? Get one miner, and then we get a smelter. I actually, I don't know what the rate on the SAM. Oh, I can't. Oh, you don't have to smelt the SAM. It just goes into a constructor. Good. Good. That is reanimated SAM. It takes 120 per minute. Okay. We're only getting 30, so yikes. That's only going to be 7.5 reanimated SAM per minute. And then to turn that into... I don't even have a recipe for that yet. What is the... What is that, then? Do I just have to research it to get it unlocked? SAM fluctuator. Oh, no. Oh, no. That has to be made in a manufacturer, and I have not unlocked that machine yet, so that is unfortunate. No, I'm not a pastafarian, but thank you for your concern. Let's see. Well, I know I can manually make these. It's just a shame. So I've got to have a portable miner. Let's go ahead and make one of those. Or do I have one? No, I don't have one. Ah! Iron plate. Well, it's always a good idea to have that so I can make foundations too. Just get one of those done. Alright, so that solves that problem. I only need a single constructor. And then I need stuff to make wires, or cables, I'm sorry. What about some power poles? Okay, so that works. Kurt says wants to see the jump pad ascent. Well, it's a very easy way to die. However, at some point I'll build those. If you ever want a strainer on your head for any reason. Well. Don't worry about it. Need to make a landing pad at some point, too. Well, for now, I think it's going to be fine for us to just, drive on up there. Let's see what the doggos have for us. And Gary, too, has some barrel nuts. Thank you, Gary. Ooh, heat sinks. Gary 1. Those are very good mid-late game items. So we got some Nobelisks And then Gary 3 has 17 more of these. Come on. Man, these are so late game that it almost doesn't make sense to hold on to them instead of just putting them in here to get extra points. All right. Should I feed the electromagnetic control rods into the awesome sink and get a ton of blueprints really early? Or not blueprints, the recipes. The dimensional depots are really cool. I agree. I love those. I think that is one of the best things they've ever added to this game. I will keep the nobelisks. I will keep the heat sinks for sure. Those are very useful to have. But I'd rather save them for other stuff. These 17, where are they? There. Electromagnetic control rods are unbelievably dense in terms of points. So, okay, they just got started mixed in right there. Why is that one just by itself? Okay, it's fine. So you'll be able to tell when this comes in here what the spike on the per item is. Points per minute. Now watch when that gets done. 1440 points per minute. And it's going to recalculate, and it's going to be way higher just because of that one item. That one going in gave us a coupon all by itself. Meanwhile, each of these is like 17 points. You have a better... Yeah, see, look at this. The average, not the per item, the average more than tripled. That's nuts. That's nuts. So that's going to keep on doing what it's doing. I don't have Mark III logistics yet. Or do I? I do. I forgot. All right, well, problem solved. Mark III belts it is. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is going to absolutely just give us a ton of coupons. Any minute now. Now this is also going to go up because we tripled the speed of the belt, but all of those in there, just the remaining 16 gave us another 5 or 6 coupons, and I've got more. I don't think I need to hold on to those. We're probably also... Oh, these guys. The fused modular frames. I'm not going to sync those just because those are so annoying to make. But I'll put another 17 of these in here on behalf of Gary. So watch this go up to like 20 or something. Give us 21. That's because the barrel nuts are almost worthless. They're better for just making food. Let's see. Yeah, I do want them to fill up some storage with Sam just so I can, you know, go and grab it, not have to babysit the thing. I want to check and see. Oh, good. I almost there. I can go ahead and put in the, what do you call it? Rotors. So I don't have to worry about that later. And then I just need to get the modular frames. That is going to take whatever time it's going to take. But this is actually, you know, it's actually working. It seems like it's keeping up fine. We do have a research to do with barrel nuts, but we have to have other stuff. I'll show you. It's under, I guess. Yeah, I have to have 50 rotors. Gets me a medicinal inhaler, and then I have to have 2 of the, what do you call it? Protein things. Which I do think it's very funny that the icon for the alien protein is like a supermarket ground beef tub with purple in it. Took me an embarrassing amount of time to understand that that's what that was. But anyway, I've got 21 coupons. I don't think they have anything else right now. But I'm going to check anyway. What's up, dudes? Okay, nothing. 7 rotors. That's helpful. Thank you, Gary, too. 14 stators. Thank you, Gary 1, and nothing from Gary 3. That's fine. I'm going to keep the stators because I'm going to be really glad I had those in a little bit, but it's always good to just check and see what you can get away with here. Yeah, see, I have 152 of these, and I don't even have the recipe unlocked yet. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We also want to keep an eye out for Caterium so we can get that research done, and Quartz. So if we come across any of that in our travels, we will definitely want to get it. Alright, so in terms of fuel, I've got 31 solid biofuel. Oh, I've got computers in here. I got biofuel in my inventory. Let's just swap that, get that full up until I have coal or oil readily available to put in here. That's what I'll do, but... Anything else I think I'm going to need? Probably not. Alright, away we go. To get to where we want to go, we have to come from over, I believe, here. And just go up this. I mean, anything is microwavable. It's just what's going to happen when you put it in the microwave that may or may not be a desirable outcome. I probably could just send a truck on a regular route up here, but I feel like I'm required to build a correct road. Well, this probably... Well, not a truck, but a tractor could probably actually navigate this pretty well. Are TV dinners ever truly a desirable outcome? By most measures, no. But if you live by yourself and you really don't care, then It saves you the trouble of having to stop to cook something. Alright, so there's our coal plant, which we do have plenty of headroom to expand. And then if we go over here, that's where the SAM ore is. And there's a doggo that I'm not going to babysit to get back to base. However, we do have the technology. Oh, what are you looking at me like that for? We have the technology. I can... Where'd he go? Hey, dude. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, I got some berries. You like berries? You want some berries? Okay, where's... Okay, bad time to not have a weapon out. Alright. Did Homeboy eat a berry? He did not. Did he flee? He probably did. Alright. Hey, get back here. You dingus. Hey, turn around. You stupid idiot. Get back here. Oh, okay. He's bought and paid for by these stupid things. I see. He's bait. Alright, get back here so I can kill you. Look, every time I swing this thing and you don't die, I look like an idiot. Get back here. Alright. We're fine. We're good. Oh, God, there's another one? Okay. I think that's everybody. We're gonna have to give up on the lizard doggo, I think. You know what? You are a troll. That's what you are. Are you proud of yourself? Eat your berries. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Alright, you're done. You're done. Okay. Where from here There, okay. Alright, we have the impure SAM node, and it's talking to me, which is terrifying. I will do this. I will put in a foundation that I can actually attach things to. Keep a little bit of the purple creepiness so we remember where we came from here. And I guess put the miner right there. Wow, look at that. That is almost dead on the center. Okay. Well, fortunately, this is not going to be a very complicated thing that we're having to do here. I just have to have this come out, go directly into a constructor, not pass go, not collect $200, and then go into storage. So, if I just have that go there, get that centered on here, which it is now centered. And put this on straight mode because that looks better. And now, reanimated Sam. It's going to be so incredibly slow, but it will be working in the background this entire time. So, I guess that is fine. So that's going to get a... Ooh! I forgot we have industrial storage. Do I need this much storage for Sam? No, I do not. Will I have it anyway? Yes, I will. There is no reason not to have this incredibly huge storage. Because I have the materials. So, there you go. It's going to take this thing probably an actual, like, day in real life to fill that up. But that's going to be great. Let's get a... let's get a power thing run over here. Once again, this is going to be a very ugly setup, but I don't think it really matters. That can just go all the way across. Can I get that up there without walking over there is the question. I don't know that the answer to that question is going to be yes. I can get to the shore, which means I probably should go about there. Okay. I'll go with that. It's going to take this out of my build gun as soon as I go underwater, which I should have remembered, but... Oh, more of these stupid things. Alright. You can't hurt me over here. Who am? Little baby man can't jump across the water. Okay. If you taunt those things too much, then they'll actually kill you. But sometimes it's fun. How did you get that close? You should not be able to get that close. Alright. Anyway, we will be going around the outside. And then connecting to something over there. I think I'm probably safe to go over here because these machines are running and I killed the other things that were over here. You got both the miner and the constructor. I definitely only hooked up the miner at this exact point in time. We will fix that when we go back over there. I just want to get this actually started first. Alright, so that will connect me to... Wow, amazing. I haven't checked the... oh, okay, we're getting real close to the production. We're going to have to fix that at some point, but for now, it's going. Yeah, the miner definitely is on. Let's just focus on getting back over here in one piece. Oh, there's the car. Okay. Alright, come on. Really? Let me get out of here. There we go. Alright. So, fortunately, this is very easy. Connect. And now it is going to very, very, very agonizingly slowly get us a bunch of SAM. Now, you know what I can do? If I were that confident in the power grid, I would say I could overclock these, but our maximum possible consumption with everything as it's configured is already only 11.2 megawatts below the absolute maximum. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. But we have, we got some more reanimated SAM. And I think I do have the materials to turn some of this into, whatever that stuff's called. So maybe we just kind of leave this alone for a little bit. I'll take a drink of my water here. I'm going to expand the coal mining, or we're waiting for oil. Well, oil's still a little bit of ways off. Probably, in terms of actual gameplay, this is about 12 or 13 hours currently. Could be another couple of hours at the very least if I rushed things. So probably is going to make the most sense probably going to make the most sense to just expand that. But the way this is set up, I'd have to completely redo that building. Unless I wanted it to just be ugly. Is this quartz? Or is this just... Okay, it's limestone. I don't care about limestone. I do want to have quartz. If I can find any more quartz, that would be a very nice thing to just have. Unfortunately, I cannot scan for it yet. So I just kind of have to go around. Copper we really don't care about. I don't think this is quartz, but it's worth checking out. That is sulfur, which I also need. No, it's Deuterium, which I also need. Alright, well that's fine. I need to have about maybe 100 or 200 of this. So I can do most of what I want to. Aha! There we go. There we go. So again, I still don't really have much, but I have something. Sometimes that's all that matters. Okay, that's not something I can mine. Those are nuts. I don't need those. Now, why? Okay, that's a reflection of the moon. Okay, don't care about iron ore. Just leave that forever. That's the car. That is probably coal. Those guys are mean. That's probably fine. Well, I needed 20. I had 19, and I needed 20 to do the initial research on it. So I guess that's probably all right. Yes, they have done such a great job with the lighting in this game. It is just visually stunning. I'm going to grab these 30 here. And then let's make one more scan for things that might be useful, and then I think we'll have to go back. That is quartz. That's useful. And then we already established that was something I don't care about, but we'll grab a couple more of these. Yes, I should put the rebar gun in the new hand slot. You are correct. There's a rifle we can build at some point, but I think that's still a decent ways off. Alright, anything else over here that's worth grabbing while I am here? I don't know the answer is yes, but that is... Deuterium? Okay, yeah, we'll grab that. Ah, yes, more of these guys. Get back here. You stupid! You're stupid! Wait, did you de-aggro because you went in the water? Yes. Alright, come on. Alright, where's your carcass so I can exploit it for materials? I don't see... Oh, you weren't dead! Okay. Well, now you are. That's limestone, don't care about that. Nuts, don't care about that. Man, these guys just hide anywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Alright. Did I already determine this was copper and that I don't care? I think so, but it's worth checking again. Alright. Then I just have to dispose of that, and that's annoying. Anything else of note over here? Probably not. But since I'm already back over here, I'll just grab that. There we go. Alright. Because I'm an absolute idiot. Hey. Come get some. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't drop it. There you go. This might be the world's stupidest lizard doggo. I put their favorite food on the ground and they run away. No, that is how you write Glock. Alright, so that one's broken. hopelessly stupid. No, I didn't want that. Ugh, boo. Get in the car. Alright. The game has seen fit to cause me great distress. So let's... I don't have the materials to expand that, so we're going to have to be careful what other types of stuff we put in. But I do want to keep a lookout for any potential sources of... Wait, I can scan for it? Okay, well that's not something I remember. I know there's some in a cave way down here. It's not actually that close. Okay, so that's Caterium, pure node, normal node, pure node. Okay, I know where that one is. This right here, being a pure Caterium node, is great news. And that's not going to be that hard for us to build. It's probably in a cave, but that I think is going to be a great thing for us to check out at some point soon-ish. Alright. Well, back we go. So long as I have this go the correct way here. I think this is the correct way to get back. All this fog is really hard to see. Is that dead? Uh-oh. Well... I was going to say this is Hubris Manifest, and then this guy decided it would be a good idea to just go ahead and move me. So maybe we'll get out of this. Thank you. Does the AR have fall damage? Well, in real life? Are you talking about like bullet drop? Or are you talking about in the game? I don't think the rifle in this game does. The rebar gun does, but you can get. I know you can get homing ammo for the rifle in this game. Okay, this is limestone. Looks like. Yeah. All right. So I think that was Caterium was inside this or inside this. One of those two. Anyway. Regardless, we have the opportunity to probably do something about that. Maybe not today, because I did say I wanted to do more transportation stuff, but we will see. Alright, let's see what the Garys have. There they are, standing in a row. Gary 3's got some concrete, thank you, Gary. Gary 4's got an alien carapace, thank you, Gary. 9 computers from Gary 2, and 12 more fused modular frames from Gary 1. Oh boy, Lizard Doggos early game are like one of the best things you can do. You just get free stuff. Now, what I can do here is put these away. I already had... Well, I got 68 of those. That's pretty good. I've got that. Let's do some research that I know I can actually accomplish here in the quartz tree. See, that's going to give me new products. I don't know what products it's going to give me. That's also going to give me products. I don't need to unlock the Blade Runners because I already have them. But based on what's under here, shadow rebar is nice. I'm trying to remember which of these gives us the glass stuff for building. Probably silica would be my guess, because that's how you make stuff with actual glass. This might be the actual computing stuff. Well, I have 46 raw quartz, so I can do both. I'm gonna go for this.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
Okay. Now let's check the shop to see. This is already kind of a mess over here. Let's see what I have the ability to purchase in the shop now. Okay, I've got windows, steel framed and windowed walls. That's helpful. Not much else. Glass roofing material. After I research more silica in the MAM. Okay. Well, that's kind of what I wanted anyway. That is, ooh, if I had 200 silica, then I could get 6 more inventory slots. This requires, well, I've already got everything except the silica there. I'm just going to research this and see what shows up. Ah, the crystal oscillator. Yeah, we need a bunch of those.
Completed. Quartz crystal recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
Alright, so that is going to give us... No, we still don't have that. Okay. So what got added to the shop? Because I don't see anything. No, I don't. Caterium paint finish, I guess. No, I have to research that. What in the world? Oh, it's these! Okay, okay. Label signs are good. And then that is... Probably should get the factory cart too, but... Golden Nut, 1,000 tickets. Alright, I'm glad we got that. Signs are good. I'm not buying a cup. Not yet. One of the original goals going over there is to unlock the Dimensional Depot, which means I need to get over here. I need to make... Maybe 11 of these is actually the number that I needed for something else. I guess we'll see. I'm probably going to have to go back over there again. But let's just check this. It was! Alright, let's go get a Mercer Sphere, and then we're going to get the Dimensional Depots unlocked. Those are fantastic, if you have not seen those before.
Dimensional Depot unlocked. SAM can be utilized to deconstruct matter down to its chemical elements in one dimension, and the Mercer Sphere allows it to be transferred and stored in another. Once parts are fed into the Dimensional Depot, they can be accessed by the Pioneer inventory and build gun system at any time, anywhere.
We see through the window. It is pathetic. Consume more blood.
I don't think I will.
The glass will not shatter. The metal will not bend. The wood will not splinter. Weave.
But now we have all this fun stuff. I think this is the one, the manual uploader. Okay, I need 29 of those, whatever those are called. And then 17 computers, which, you know, normally at this point in the game, you would not have the ability to make computers. However, we have computers that were gifted to us by Gary. Thank you, Gary. Which means we can have manual depot uploading sooner than you might think. So that's going to expand the depot if we put stuff in there. And that's going to enhance the upload speed. But this is the most important one. The manual depot uploader. Followed by possibly the respawn toilet. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. Do not tell... do not tell Marina to name her child Gary. I know that's where that's going. Oh, Oh no! All right, let's see if Gary has anything for us. I do want to redo the enclosure at some point, but I don't have silica yet. All right, nothing, nothing. Biomass, thanks, I guess, and that. All right, that's okay. That's okay. You did fine. You did okay. The space lobster. That's funny. Now, I know I need to have some of this for a research. I don't remember what research it is. Oh, is this one? Protein inhaler. I'll tell you what. We should probably go ahead and do that because I am afraid I'm going to just get myself in a position to be super dead. I'd like to avoid that. Alright, protein inhaler.
Research completed. The protein inhaler can restore health in the eventuality that you have been carelessly damaging fix-it property.
Ah yes, carelessly damaging fix-it property, aka your own body. I need to take these back in, those back in. I have more computers in the back of the car, that's fine. I have Caterium, I've got 39, I think I need 50 to do this next research for it, but we'll check. Yeah, okay. And I know I want Caterium because then I can get lights, which I believe are in... No, that's not equipment. It probably shows up in architecture after you unlock the lighting. No, it's here. Never mind. I have to research Quickwire and the MAM. But we already can purchase label signs. Oh, see, I started an hour ago with the idea that, you know, maybe we'd be able to actually build something here, and now here I am driving around looking for Caterium so I can do something else. But it is a very convenient thing to have lighting on the road because then you can also put power along it. Or I guess I got the priority order backwards there, but you know how it goes. Alright. So I think, if I remember correctly, it's probably going to be somewhere up there. My guess is at the very top of that, or in a cave that's going to be annoying to get to. No, it's over here. Up above somewhere. But that is where it is. We have confirmed. Alright, now the way to get up there... Is there anything over here that's going to sneak attack me? Probably not. It's not going to sneak attack me because I see them. Get back here. Okay, so that one's done. That one's done. Very good. Just give me the slug. Give me the slug. Oh, come on, man. Really? Don't make me jump on top of a cactus to get to the slug. Hello, Gary. Actual Gary. I think the Caterium's up there. Let's just check again. Yes. Where's my car? There it is. Alright, so I need to get up there. I do not know what the actual routing is to get up there. I think I just have to build a thing. That's not going to be super convenient, but it is what it is. That's going to be too long to get to unless I do it correctly. Let's just do this. I thought you were dead. You respawned? Come on, man. Why are you running away from me? Stand and deliver. Where are you? There. Spineless coward. Okay, so this does not really come down fast enough for this to be that viable. I'm going to say this is going to have to be the 4-meter ramp. Gary in chat is not why we call the doggos Gary. Gary, in terms of the meme on the channel, is from a tree that was in the Update 7 live stream playthrough. Pretty sure. And it was an oak tree, so that they decided it would be named Gary because of the Pokemon character. Okay, so that's in the way now. Well, we have a chainsaw. I don't want that anymore. Now I just need to get the ramp here. And then we just have to drive up. And then we'll... What? There's nothing there. Car, you're drunk. Alright. That's weird. Ah, yes. Who else would be up here but those stupid things? So the Gary emote that you can send as a beard booster is actually a screenshot of that exact tree. That's about all the actual lore that exists. Alright. Now let's get these things out of here. And then I guess we can start the process of setting up Caterium. Yeah, the pure node up here is going to be absolutely fantastic. Because even with a Mark 1 Mark 1 miner, we can get like a couple hundred a minute of quick wire. And that's a good thing to sync to get points. So, again, I do not have the stuff to build a miner, but I can just manually do it. Before we go back down, I am going to get a couple hundred Caterium just because I don't want to have to come back up here all the time. But at some point, we will need to set up a factory here. I do not want to commit to doing that today because I feel like that's going to take me way more time than I have, and I'd rather focus on getting transportation figured out, but it's fine. Yep, Bobbing About did make a thing to name a beaver Gary in the Leaf Coats mod. Speaking of Gary, thank you very much, actual Gary, for gifting 10 memberships to the channel and getting some folks in the Beard Booster list again. Who's got them? We got Mike with a bunch of numbers. We got Van Renen Jacobs. We've got GM Vasquez, Lizzie Bear, Tomas Gancia Raskas. I am so sorry if that's incorrect. We got Sanine Almamari, Laingi3423, and the Boss ADU. Basaudu, and then Jan Alexis and Jason Willett on behalf of our friend actual Gary, the human being who we love and cherish. Thank you, Gary, and welcome back. A couple of those names. Welcome to new names I have never seen before. And yes, no Hoff. I don't know why YouTube hates that man so much. Well, I do very much appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. I know it's probably getting kind of late over there, no? Or is it still late evening for you? I can't remember exactly what time zone you're on. All right. Alright, I've got 301 Caterium ore. I hope that's enough. For the sake of my sanity. Knowing that that is what's up here, I'm going to drop a marker because I will probably forget. I'm going to call this pure Caterium. And then we get in the car and we go home. As soon as I remember where the ramp is. There it is. I don't know why I thought you were so much further ahead than GMT plus 2. Well, that's good to know. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Does the car have fall damage? Technically it might. It didn't used to. But it does have a health bar. I think it heals. I'm not entirely sure. Or that could be my health bar. I've never been able to, in any previous version of the game, and I've not tried in this one, but I've never been able to actually cause the player to die or take damage from inside a vehicle. Unless I'm just misremembering. Alright, now let's see what the other Garys have for us. Should be enough time for them to have gotten something else. Alien Carapace, thank you, Gary 3. Oh, I don't have room. I don't have room for Gary's gifts. What a shame. I do have room for these. Rotors. I should have room for concrete. Thank you, Gary 2 and Gary 3 and Gary 1. Yet another one of these that I can't actually pick up yet. I'm going to get rid of this biomass. I don't need to keep that. Alright, Garys. We got one. What is it? 1, 2, 4, 3 is how these are laid out? Yeah. They're so good. They're so well behaved. We love a mild-mannered Gary. What are you doing in my house? Get out of here. Alright. I don't know that I've got much of anything else here. I already researched that with the protein. And I can also just go, you know, kill stuff at any point in time. I'm just trying to condense things down. Now, the DNA capsules, provided I don't have that much left to... this guy's just walking through my living room. I don't have that much left to actually research. I do want to check, though. Because then I can just sync these and get a decent amount of points. Okay, I need to keep 10 so I can scan for enemies. And then I already have the high-speed connectors. I just don't have the crystal resonator, whatever the thing is. Oscillator. Crystal oscillator. Yeah, none of those require that. But I do... Wait, I already researched that. I'm dumb. Oh, I have to turn that into Caterium ingots, and that's 3 to an ingot. Okay, so I have enough. I have enough. That's fine. Anyway, what I was going to say is that I can take all but 10 of these and stick them in the sinker here. And these, yeah, we should get a couple more coupons because of all this. Kurt, what in the world? Oh, God. Ugh. That is something that only you would send in chat, I think is an accurate and family-friendly way to put that. Oh, I can actually make silica, good. I don't need biomass. I don't need to be wasting my time doing that, but I can make power shards. The car can take fall damage. Okay, well, I'm going to try not to make that too bad. What was I going to make over here? Oh, I needed to make Caterium ingots. Why can't I make Caterium ingots if I was able to research... Oh, I never researched this. Okay, like, what happened here? I thought I did.
Research completed. Caterium ingot recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's make ourselves some Caterium ingots. Make 83. Devilish is still around. doing a lot of stuff outside of YouTube right now, but he's popped in a couple times. The streams that happen at midnight are too late. Yeah. Yeah, apologies. That's just the most convenient time for me during the week. As soon as we get 50 of these, we'll research that other thing. I do already have quick wire, as you can see in the inventory. So if we can get that taken care of, we can get lights unlocked. Then I can theoretically make a modular road system that is going to allow us to transmit power, convey vehicles, have room for hypertubes and belts and pipes, and basically be future-proof. Well, I guess there's not really much of a point in me keeping these as Caterium ore either. But I'll go down to 65 because that's a decent number to stop at. Come in here to Caterium, get ourselves some quick wire, which is going to unlock a bunch of stuff in the shop. And then,
research completed.
If I have that much quick wire, I can get Caterium electronics. That should give me the Mark II power poles, I think. I just need that to be 100. I'm going to end up having just a tiny smidge too much. Yeah, there's the poles.
New Caterium research options available.
AI
Congratulations
limiters,
on
high-speed
finding this
connectors.
metal. Many Fix-It initiatives will benefit from Caterium's applicability in advanced engineering. Also, it is probably not sentient, and so unlikely to feel pain as we exploit it.
Zipline is a really cool thing, and I do want to get that unlocked. I don't have enough Caterium to make that much quick wire currently. But I want to see what's in the shop now that I've... Okay, I need quartz crystals to make the billboards. I can do street lights. I cannot do floodlights, but I can do street lights and indoor lighting. And lighting control panels. Alright, so let's start assembling stuff that we want to unlock, because I've got a bunch of coupons. I don't know that we need conveyor wall mounts or ceiling mounts at this exact moment in time. Depending on how I want to do my roads. I've got those. I don't have Mark II anything yet. Pipeline wall attachments could be a convenient thing, but I probably don't need to worry about it. Organization, though. Signs... Definitely want signs. Streetlights, definitely want those. Indoor lighting is pretty big, and I don't think I have any spaces that would actually need that right now, but I will tentatively add that. Don't care about that. I definitely want asphalt foundations. We can make roads that look nice. We want to have all these foundation patterns, and we want to have... dotted lines for roads, definitely. Pathways would be nice, but we probably don't need... I'm going to add them anyway. Arrows. Probably can do most of those with signs. But it's only one. That's fine. Transportation icon. Factory icon. Probably don't need to worry. Solid lines I probably don't care about unless I'm trying to do... we'll add them anyway. Who cares? Concrete walls, for sure. Don't have those yet. Foundations, double ramps, 100%. Half foundations are very useful. Inverted ramps. Quarter pipes, although I don't think I'm going to be using those for much at this exact moment in time. I think that probably should cover most of it. I've got a wall hole I can do. Door walls are very useful. Gates are very useful. Windows, steel framed, are very useful. Windowed walls are also useful. Full frame windows, I do like how those look. Got those and those. Ramp walls, theoretically, I probably should have. We're going to want catwalks. I can't do the elevator until I have silica and advanced steel production. Concrete pillars, absolutely necessary. Road barriers would be nice to have. Don't really care about fans that much at this exact moment in time. Structural beams. I am going to have to, pare this back because this is 72 coupons worth. But you know how it goes. Oh, good. I have enough of these to finish advanced steel production. Let's do that before I forget.
Milestone reached. The Miner Mark II allows extraction of resources from nature to
See you,
fix
Kurt.
it at twice the speed of the Mark I model. Miners can be directly upgraded to Mark II without removing the Mark I model, just like conveyor belts and other upgradable infrastructure. Unfortunately, setting up the production of advanced steel parts and project part number 3, automated wiring, will not be as easy. Every moment you delay reduces the chances of saving humanity. I will not show you the predictions, it would only demotivate you.
Okay. I do want to do windows for the Garys. I want to build them a nicer enclosure over there. How many coupons do we have? I think it's somewhere around 25 or 30. So the next we got expanded power infrastructure or hypertubes. Batteries are very useful. This is probably what we should do next. Hypertubes are fun. And then we can't do any of this stuff, which is where I believe trucks are, and then monorails. Monorails might be up in phase 7. I don't know, but we're going to have to make a bunch of space elevator parts. So power towers are good because you can have much larger distances between them. You can build them with platforms so that you can, walk up there and zip line and all that. So we're going to get this set up. I can't put anything in here for another 10 minutes, but 200 modular frames we probably already have. I promise you we have this much wire. We already have that many steel beams. I just have to go get them. And I should have that many encased industrial beams just in storage from gifts. And I do. So we could actually make this almost immediately. We just have to wait another 8 minutes. So let's take a look at the coupon situation. 31 coupons. Which means I have that plus whatever's in here. I think there's a single coupon hanging out. Yep. So I've got 32 coupons. And I already have all of these things. See, display signs are nice. Label signs are nice. I do think I want to keep both of those. I want to keep street lights. I don't need the indoor lighting at this exact time. I don't need the light control panel at this exact time. I do want that. I do want the dotted line patterns. I don't necessarily need the pathway patterns. Arrow patterns and number patterns I don't technically need, but these are cheap enough I don't think it matters. I don't need those yet. Don't necessarily need the solid line patterns. I definitely want concrete walls. I definitely want double ramps. Half foundations are super useful. I want to keep those, want to keep those, want to keep those. Steel framed and windowed walls. Yeah, I actually can't, unless I get more coupons, I can't do all the rest of this, but getting that down to 53 helps. I want to try and get 21 more coupons. Do all that at once. Now, I'm not foolish enough to sync the computers. But knowing how often we get gifts from the Garys, 24 of these fused modular frames, by the time we get to being able to use them, we could have like 500 of these just from Gary gifts. And for the sake of the stream, I'm gonna put 24 of these in here and get a ton of coupons. Now watch how fast this goes up. We more than doubled the amount of coupons with just those 24 items. And now I've got 65. That's worth it. That's worth it to get to right now. So now I've got 53. I can add some stuff back that I removed. Whoa. Whoa. We can get the elevator. I don't have anywhere to put it. Maybe we'll save that for something else. Concrete pillar for sure. Structural frame set could be a better use of 10 coupons. Yeah, frame floor, glass frame foundations, walls, ramps. You can make some nice looking bridge stuff with that. Structural beams. Concrete pillar already gives me the pillar supports though, so I'm not really that worried about that. Railings are nice. That's a single coupon that's good to have. I already have road barriers. Okay, I don't have that unlocked because I haven't researched those. That's fine. Do I need the billboard? I don't think I need the billboard yet. Thanks for hanging out, Fixed Grin. Have fun with your kitchen cabinet shopping. Going to IKEA? If you are, eat some meatballs. Unless you don't want to, then don't eat meatballs, but I don't know, I always like going there to get the meatballs. The restaurant was closed last time I went. I was so mad. I was so mad I had to submit a negative review, and then I felt really bad. I was like, all right, that might have been a little bit mean, but I was mad. I wanted meatballs. They had the whole restaurant closed and half the upstairs closed because they were redoing stuff. Like, really? Like, I did like play my whole weekend around this. Anyway. Paint finishes, don't really care too much. Coated concrete's really good for, like, finished factory stuff, but I don't think I need that quite yet. I'm at 54. I've got 11 more to spend. I don't think I want those bad enough to get that, foundation-wise. See, these are useful. I just don't need them right now. Steel framed windows and windowed walls. What do I want to do about that? Wife won't wait for an hour. I hope there is no IKEA on Earth where you have to wait an hour for the meatballs. They're good, but they're not that good. It's not something I think I'd want to get into. I know you can get like chicken fingers and salmon, and they've got other stuff there too. But no, it's IKEA. You got to get the meatballs. For the purpose of building what I want to build in road design, I think I've got just about everything. I've got the catwalks. Those have stairs. Got the railings. I got modern railing. I don't know what the difference is there. We can just go ahead and add that. Why not? See, the structural beams might look nice. That's actually, you know what? That's actually a really good one to have. Because you can make other stuff with that. Cables. Frame pillars. Yeah, I'll do that. What are we up to now? 61. I don't have to spend all of these at one time, but it does get a little easier if you do. Okay. Quarter pipe extensions, I don't think so. Foundation stairs, not really that useful. 4 is going to get me... No. Ugh. I think we'll just go for this right now. Unlock a ton of stuff at once.
If you sense your productivity slipping when it gets dark, don't worry, this is perfectly natural. Fortunately, fix-it lights allow you to never experience wasteful darkness ever again.
Good. So now for us to actually make those... is that under architecture? No. Corner road barrier. Okay, those are all concrete. So what is the difference between modern railing and industrial... Ah. Okay, okay, so this is actually better for what I was... Okay, that's fine. Wasteful darkness indeed. Got pillars, those are always good. Beam connectors. Walls. The full frame window. Have that, I think, is going to look real sharp when we get into actually designing things. Inverted ramps are good. Just default to concrete so I don't mess up. Double ramps are great. Half foundations are great. I don't have any changes here. Street lights. You remember in the last playthrough we sat there trying to figure out the correct shade for like the sodium halide or whatever whatever those old orangish colored lights were. I do not remember what the hex code was for that, but I'm going to want to figure that out again. All the signs, super useful. Especially like these little square signs for doing stuff. Now, I don't have enough stuff to really do too much with the Garys, but If I don't have any silica. I don't think these have to be actually powered by anything. Now, is that upside down? I don't know, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a sign here. Oh, it is upside down. Alright, is there a lizard doggo icon? There is! Set text here. Gary. Super bright. I guess that's probably fine. Center. There you go. Gary. Speaking of Gary, let's go see what Gary and Gary and Gary and Gary have. Ooh, we got some Sam. Thank you, Gary 3. Gary 4. Hey, silica. I wanted that. Thank you. Iron plates, can always use those. And more stators. Thank you very much, Garys. You've been very helpful today. Now, we come over here. We can set up the rest of this. We'll need to go and grab a bunch of modular frames. I do not have 200. I've got 111. I've got 143. Let's take this moment right now to just dump 100 into there. I'm going to have to go get more steel, but that's fine. We're already going over there. I'm going to grab the, what do you call it? No, I will not be answering this random call from Colorado. No one there should even know I exist. I'm just moving some stuff around in here. I've got computers that need to be in a place I'm not going to forget about them. And I need 50 of these. And then we need to go get some more wire. Just need to have enough room to clear things out here. Put that in there. Keep that for later purposes. Put those in if we're not using them. The rest of the... I got 166 stators. I don't think I need to have 166 stators. I'm going to put those in there. Because I can't use any of those quite yet. Or motors. I will want to, when I actually start building some other factory stuff, need those. But for now, this is probably okay. Raw quartz, and then Caterium ore. I should make... Yeah, I should make Caterium and then make a bunch of quick wire, because I know that's going to be a useful thing. Oh, I love the, my phone provider transcribes voicemails. Let's see. Ah, yes. Here's what it says. Employer, my name is... I'm not going to read what their name is. And I was hoping to catch you. I'm dialing you from the verification branch of what company? I'm notifying you because our records indicate you've been selected for a funding offer for a personal loan in the range of amount. No! I don't want one. I don't need one. I will not take one from you. Stop it. Do not contact me again. Every time I get one of those messages, I block them and I report them as spam. I've done probably at this point over 1,000 of those. And they just keep getting new numbers. So eventually, you know, I'm going to block every number in the known universe. And they'll probably still find a way to contact me because these people have been relentless for like the past year. Oh well, not much I can do about it. And if they're coming from outside of the U.S., which they almost always are, then being on the no-call list does nothing because the U.S. government can't prosecute somebody outside the country. They just sell you an extended warranty on the car you never owned 15 years ago. Yeah, I still get mail for people, like previous owners of my car. I'll get mail directed to them about recalls on their new vehicles. Cables, thank you, Gary 3. Nothing from Gary 4, nothing from Gary 2, nothing from Gary 1. Well, thank you anyway. I do need those cables. It's like, man, what kind of a joke is this now where I see my phone ringing and I don't think, oh, cool, I get to talk to somebody. I think, okay, what kind of stupid robot or whatever is going to try and, you know, scam me out of my money now? Sad state of affairs. At any rate, I've got 2,000 wire. I'm going to grab another stack here. That should be okay. I'm going to refresh my stacks of cable. And I'm going to need those to build most of the rest of this. Yeah, they can absolutely spoof numbers. They do it all the time. And I've had people spoof my email too. 'Cause I've got all of my basically all of my like business stuff is set up through my own personal domain that I manage. So when I get an email that says from HR at my domain name, is like, that's not real because there is no HR. It's just me. I am the only person. But the best is when you get an email that's talking about, oh, your request for time off was approved. Okay, cool. Who approved it? Who made the request? Or your raise has been approved. Like, okay, neat. What kind of, like, do you really think I'm going to be stupid enough to fall for that when I'm the only employee at my company? Why, like, what kind of, yeah. I'm just going to get mad if I keep thinking about it. Let's move on. But man, it just, it irritates the crap out of me. Because people fall for it. Yep. Sims, I'm not going to go so far as to say Sims have done like damage to stuff because it's very useful. Like if you ever travel or something and you need to have like an eSIM to work in a different country, yeah, that's a cool technology. But like, there's no accountability because you know the powers that be. Here we go. The powers that be just really don't seem to care anything whatsoever about the well-being of the people that they're supposedly in charge of. It's like, really? Like, just all you have to do is just prosecute people who do scams and throw them in jail or something. But yeah, nobody cares. Let me speak to the manager. I am the manager. Okay, so this actually kind of happened in real life with my parents' company. Family business for a very long time. And at one point, we'd all be at work. It would be me, my parents, my grandma. At the time, I think was in her 80s. And so, like, obviously, everybody who worked there was basically related. And, like, someone would call and say, oh, I talked to my dad's name about this, blah, 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 last week, and I need to talk to him again. And then my grandma just goes, no, you didn't. And the guy's like, who do you think you are? He got, like, really mad, and then she goes, I'm his mother, and hung up the phone. Oh, man. My grandma's something else, I'm telling you. But that was funny. I still get mileage out of that. That might have been 10 years ago. But I digress. Let's check in with the other Garys before we go off on another thing here. Okay, nothing from... Ooh, all right. Circuit boards. Thank you, Gary, too. That was worth coming in here for. Circuit boards are always nice to have. Do not mess with Grandma. Do not. You're going to lose. So I think I need to leave this on modular frames. I'm pretty sure that's what it's making. But we'll check. Yeah, 24. I'm going to put the rest of these in here. I'm going to put another 50. So we just have to go get more steel beams. And then we need to build the, what's it called? The blueprint thing. Okay, and that needs steel beams too. Alrighty, away we go. I probably could have just gone back around the other way, but that's fine. Oh no! Okay, mistakes have been made. Man, I got so invested in telling the story that I forgot I only could drive across a one wide thing. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to drive this out of this. And it's going to become disabled underneath the water, so farewell. We'll just have to rebuild it up here. This will have to have the fuel put back in. I do want to keep some of that for the chainsaw. So this is why I need to build roads. Because I get distracted talking about something and then I drive off the side. Need railings on the road? Well, the idea is that we would just replace it with a proper road. Which is why I'm coming over here to grab all the rest of this stuff so I can blueprint something and just be good with it. Yes, rest in peace, Tractor 1. I should probably get that at some point, but I don't want to get killed by the gas. See, I don't know about getting a road through there, because I want it to be wide enough for 2 lanes of travel. So we might have to do a very high highway thing. We will see. That is Caterium. I don't want to mess with those guys quite yet, but we do need to grab that at some point. Oh yeah, see this is why you set this up and then you just go away for a long time, because then you have a ton of steel beams. Let's fill up our cargo here. Steel beams and steel pipes, and then we can just not have to worry about this for a long time. Alright, I don't need that many. I'd rather have 1,000 steel beams in my inventory than fill it up with pipes. But that will be fine. Let's grab the rest of those, and problem solved. We can upgrade this to Mark II. We can do a whole bunch of other stuff over here, but right now, I don't think we need to. So back we go. There's a couple different ways we can go. I do think I'm going to have the highway go above. Look at that. That is spectacular. I'm going to have the highway go above because I think that just makes the most sense. Well, how did I do that? I do kind of want to get out and get that thing, but also we got those guys right there. Oh, see, this is not the way I was supposed to be going. I took the absolute longest route possible. For no good reason. Oh well. Life goes on. Okay, well... First of all, how did that stay? Second of all, how is this still operating? I am actually extremely impressed. Normally these things, you know, cry and scream and throw up if they get in like a half inch of water. But this seems like it's actually working. And my inventory's full, or else I would have stopped to get more stuff, but that's fine. The tires do have a very impressive amount of grip. I am quite pleased. Okay, now I should be able to pop in. I only needed 100, but we're going to need a lot of steel beams from what I'm about to do. Okay, I need another 13. Well, I need more than another 13 because the blueprint designer has substantial cost to it. Yeah, I'm going to need another more than that. Where can I put the blueprint designer and it not be really, really ridiculous? I think, unfortunately, it's going to have to go in kind of a stupid location just so I have somewhere I can actually, you know, use it. So I don't want something to, you know, come up inside of it. But I do need kind of a flat space. Alright, this works.
Build a satisfactory blueprint. Interact with the Blueprint Designer terminal to save it. It will then be available in the Blueprints tab of your build menu. Blueprints can always be edited to correct mistakes or optimize. If you find yourself struggling to work within the set size restrictions, remember that this is a you problem, and efficiency can always be improved.
Right. So this is a 4x4x4 cube. It's got little marks so you can tell where your 4-meter thing is going to sit. Or no, actually that's not 4 meters. It's 8 meters, 8 meters, 8 meters. Anyway, whatever. I say 4x4 because that's what the big grid lines are. But my idea that I had was to put in a simple road just for tractors that could also transmit power. And I messed around a little bit with this yesterday, trying to figure out what I would want to do. But I've gotten the pillars and stuff so we can have stuff elevated above the ground. Hello, Kurt. Blueprints mod for Timberborn I really would like to employ in whatever my next playthrough is, if it will work. But I think what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to be careful about how I set this up. Ooh, 45-degree offset on the pillars might look nice. A big concrete pillar, depending on what kind of road I'm trying to make, might actually make sense here. But what I'm attempting to do is make a decent road segment. If I have that set there, spaced every 2, if I'm trying to do straight, then that would probably be fine. You offset that 45 degrees, it actually looks kind of nice. We totaled the tractor and objectively should have totaled it a second time, but somehow it was fine. Yes, sky highways. What I'm going to do here, I think probably the easiest way to do this. I don't want this on the 45. I want this on... I don't want it on zoop mode. There was some sort of strategy that I'd figured out was going to make sense for this. Take it off of zoop mode. I want vertical. No. Oh, come on, man. Now I remember how much of a pain in the butt working with blueprints is before you have like a hover pack or something. Okay, default. Now by doing that with the 2 meter, now I've got a central piece. And I can go up from the side because I've got the double ramps. Oh, see if I can get this to attach. I'm going to have to come up here. If you go up with the double ramps on either side, then you're going to go up another 2 meters, and you've got a space in the middle, create kind of like a cavity almost. And if I have this in a certain way, I want a height of 4 meters on the inside exactly. But I don't necessarily have to have the thickness of the top be 2 meters. So depending on how I have this set up, I'm trying to remember exactly how I was going to do this. I don't want the half foundations for the outside. I have concrete walls. If I come out, say, here... Now, this would not be the top because I do want the full 4 meters on the inside, but I could... Depending on how this is going to sit... Let's take a look from the outside. Okay, I did not want to do that. I did not want to do that. What I need to do is I need to get my foundation. If that's going to be the very top, which I'm not completely convinced it needs to be, but if this is going to fit the basic wall... Oh, okay. That's exactly what I wanted for that. At least for that part of it. And I've got an idea for the center that might actually look kind of decent. But if I take that away now, I do need to be careful when I'm putting other stuff in. I also need to make sure I'm not sitting in a way that's going to cause me to have extreme back pain for the next 3 days. I tend to do that. Let's see. That there, got that there. Get rid of that. I'm doing the asphalt on top because it's going to look more like a road. Let's see. Yeah, so the idea in the middle here, it's not 4 meters high, it is 3, but I can put pipes, I can put hypertubes or whatever, and then I can have space in the middle to walk or run or put conveyors or whatever have you, and it kind of looks decent in a brutalist type of way. So... that 4 meter tall wall there seals that in, and then in the middle of this, when we build this out, what I can actually do is, oh, I don't have the foundations for this. I should have gotten the other, not the inverted ramp. If I have this inverted ramp here, this actually gives me the full height without that thing in the middle. Wait a second. I can just do that. That makes this so much easier. Ugh, alright, well, I was trying to do something neat that actually might have structural stability, but this is going to be easier to build. Because what I want to do is I want to have a... I want to have a way to have an access from the top down into the bottom. But we'll go ahead and pop that in there, assuming this is actually concrete, not the asphalt one. I think it's fine. I'm going to leave this open for now so I can actually get up there because I don't have a jetpack yet. Yeah, but this is going to give me a nice big space inside. I obviously can't drive a vehicle through it, but that I think is going to be worth doing. So we have, what I'm going to do is a basic wall all the way around here. We've got the asphalt ones on the top, which again I'm going to leave this one open so I can have access to the top. But I can create variants of this stuff to where I have, let's see. Yeah, I can create variants to where I can have a straight segment. I can have a straight segment with a pathway down to the bottom. And then up here on the very top, depending on how this lays out, I guess it doesn't really matter. Straight down the middle here, because we have those markings. Customizer, patterns, center dotted line. Through here, through here, through here, and through here. So that is where the things are going to drive on this side. And then the very outside here, so we have a space and a half, we have a road barrier. So that we can actually still have something on the outside for us to walk on and for utilities and stuff. I thought that was going to be a decent way of handling that. So this is wide enough for a tractor. It's not really wide enough for a truck. This is just one full block's width, but this would keep them in line. And then on the side here, we got some Z fighting, huh? Yeah, I guess it's alright. Let's see, road barriers, corner road barriers. This is where you would put these railings on the outside. I think that probably looks about as good as it's going to. So that's half of that done that way. I can also do industrial railings, which may look better. What do you think? Do you like the industrial railings, or do you like these like pipe railings? I feel like the road needs more lanes. Oh, we're going to have more roads. Don't you worry. I think I like the industrial railing a little bit better. Alright, so let's put that in here. I don't want to clone the blueprint designer. I want No, no, no. I don't want dismantle mode. Come on. Alright. I have to relearn how to, you know, use the game, apparently. Alright, so that's going to get me on this side. I want lights, but we don't need a ton of lights. We've done that before where we've had just unbelievable quantities of lights, and it's been ridiculous. So, if I have every 2... that honestly is probably okay, but in terms of time at night, I don't know. I kind of want to see. At one point, I did know this, but I've since forgotten. If that spacing is too close, or if it can be marginally improved by just having one in the center, I guess we'll have to figure that out. Everyone ready for the one stream where we pick the lights for 2 hours? I hope it's not going to take that long, but never say never. Let's get the rest of this in here before I forget. And that needs to go right there. We're going to zoop all the way down. This is just a straight segment. Like, there's going to be curves and all this other stuff I'm probably not going to be very good at, but hey, it's fine. We'll figure it out. Oh, and then to get down, I can either go to the outside because this is only 3 blocks wide and I've got some room to the side, or I can have it just come down inside this area here because we do have the ability with the catwalks to do that. Depending on how we want to play the game here, we got options. But I think we'll save that for another time. Anyway, but all of this supported on the bottom by these diagonal pillars that, you know, looking at this objectively is kind of ridiculous. I don't know, man. Maybe it's okay. Well, what I need to do before I actually finish this and start using it is I need to unlock that daisy chaining thing, because then that's going to make things so much easier with the lights. Because I know you can attach to that, and then you can attach these to other things, but I want to be able to... Well, actually, you know what? Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe that's actually fine. I think the lights have always been able to do that. Power the lights with their screams. What is this, Monsters, Inc.? Well, I guess this is okay. The only problem is I don't know how expensive this is going to be. Anyway, straight road. Straight road is straight. Let's, I guess finish that. Give me the, oh, I can't click pick these, can I? No. Zoop. And then I suppose what I need to do is I need to put in a, need to put in one of these in the exact middle. Come on. Why can I not put this right here? There we go. I want it right there. I'm going to put one in the exact middle and then one there. Alright, so I know these can daisy chain now because I just put 3 of them together. We're going to check out the light patterns. I don't know how soon it's going to be dark, though, so let's... Ah! Okay. Well, that is how I figured that was going to work. Remember what I did? I think I had these set to go into the wall outlets that were in like the same spot, just facing off the back side, and that was how I was going to solve that problem. I think I had that set like right like there, and then this just went like that. I could, because it's going to be inside, do that way. I don't think the power things connect if you chain blueprints. You still have to manually do those. I am so confused. That's what happens when I stop to read chat. Anyway, I think I should go and do a double wall outlet. Put that maybe there. And then get back inside to see what happens there. Because there is a very good chance I'm going to need to have power going on the inside here. Alright, so that is just a hair too high. Just a tiny bit. I can't really go any higher than that. Or higher than this. If I have that connected to, say, up here. Well, I've made worse looking things. Yeah, I wish it would automatically connect the wires. That'd be so convenient. So, anyway, the point being with this, I have to connect these to something so I can actually have buildables in a designer cannot be connected to world buildables. Oh, so this just turns on at night? How did I forget this? Well, now I have to remember exactly what I was doing. All right. So there's no power. But I can't... I'm going to have to build this, aren't I? I'm going to have to build this blueprint outside of this so that I can actually... Alright. Well, I mean, I can always edit it later. It's not that big of a deal. Blueprint name. Road test. Save blueprint. Come out here. Blueprints. Road test. I don't have concrete. Alright. Time to go and get concrete. That is still completely full. Yeah, it's fine. Well, I also wanted to check and see about the spacing of the lights. Because if I can get away with only having one light on either side and stagger them a little bit, then that will save me a lot in the long run. Okay, just fill this all the way up. Problem solved. Well, I did that manually. That was not the game. So now I should be able to build this. And then I just have to connect something to power. That does go to the other side. That's fine. Where is my closest? There we go. Alright, so those are set to night mode. We don't necessarily want it set to night mode. But I just have it set to night mode. Okay, now that's on. That's on. Except it's not. I thought I had those connected. So, well, I can tell looking at that, it's not going to illuminate the other side of the road. And it doesn't illuminate anything but its own area. So if I want it to be super bright, then I am going to have probably... Oh, come on. I'm going to have 4 of those. I was hoping to kind of avoid that. I was under the impression that this counted as actually connecting something. But I don't know. Oh! Oh, they don't share between the inside and the outside. Yeah, because that's got no connections. Yeah, that's too bad. I forgot about that. Well, no reason to have those then. If I'm not going to have them go between the inside and the outside. So that means I've got to come up here and get that to there. All right, so that's our spread. I know I can mess with the intensity. These are already at 100%. If I turn it down to 10, does that affect the radius, or is that just the brightness? I'm sure it's probably just the brightness. Unfortunately, I do not know when it's going to be night again, and that's a little annoying. Let's night mode off. All right, so 1 in the middle of that side looks like that. I don't think it's going to be very great with just the 1 there. I'm gonna want that. It probably, you know, grand scheme of things, probably does make more sense to have these staggered, but I'm gonna have to do it in a little bit of a different way. If I instead had this, say, we're gonna have to do this in the blueprint later, but if I had this set there, then I had this set here, like halfway between the halfway. So that this was on that side there. What I would end up... Wait, what? Why is that one on without any power? But the ones that I just already had connected... Huh? I don't have to power these? But it's on. We're not in the blueprint designer. What? Like, have I done something wrong? Is this just a glitch? Ah, it is just a glitch. Okay. Yeah, because that's not going to turn back on. All right, that was super weird. Not casting any light. Yeah, you are correct. That is going to have to be connected there. Then those can daisy chain, but they can't daisy chain the way you want. Okay. So that being there gives us the same kind of coverage. And this would overlap, and then I can offset on this other side here into basically the same spot, just flipped. And then that will go... I guess. No, don't fall down. Ugh, God. I was never good at parkour or platformers. I need that to be in this very specific spot that I kind of can't attach it to. 'Cause there's no thing. I'm just going to have to do that. All right. So this here connected here to here. And then connected there to... That's not going to work. See, this is what we find ourselves spending our time doing, isn't it? It's going to connect to that, and then that connects to that. All right. So I've got now offset for hopefully maximum coverage. That doesn't look bad, and they are kind of staggered, so it looks a little bit better. You're talking about experimental for Timberborn? I mean, you can play every version of the game dating all the way back to maybe the very first one. You can load it, and you can do whatever you want. Are you talking about Satisfactory? I think you can also load older versions of that. I'm not making the lights purple. I think this is an improvement on the design. I do like that quite a lot. So let's go back here. No, I know. We were talking about Timberborn earlier. Or I'm just in psychosis. Okay, we've not talked about Timberborn in like half an hour. Oh, those beavers, man, I'm telling you. You've been playing for 2 hours, speaking of psychosis. How did I have this set up? Yeah, the only thing I don't like is how this is in between the things there, but yeah, I think that's gonna be fine. So I put that there, and then I'm going to have to change that. Get that into this spot. There. All right, so these are staggered. That is going to be... it's going to be fine. Hello, Battery Smooth. Speaking of psychosis. Your words, not mine. See, power connection... Like, I don't really like the power line just going across like that. I think it looks kind of tacky. But it's also kind of annoying to connect these from the side when you don't have any access off the side. That Z fighting is going to irritate me. There's something humorous about the in-universe HUD display having experimental build at all times because the suit itself is experimental. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. That I can understand. Let's try to figure out what I'm going to do about my power situation here. I can... Oh, I can connect this to the railing. Can I go on the outside of the railing? On the very back of this. That's marginally more accessible than putting it on the outside where I couldn't reach it from here. So if I do that, I shouldn't have to do that stupid platform off the side of the void thing that I had to do. And then this gets connected to that. You know, I've made things that look worse. I think I can live with that. At least for early game stuff. Serbian burger, French fries, and a double Nutella crepe. That sounds divine, and now I am hungry, so that's annoying. Because I was planning on streaming for another couple hours. Yeah, we'll just have to do what we can here. I do not want that. Double wall outlet. I do not want that. I don't think there's another one over there. Let's get that connected to there, get that connected to there, and get these connected to here. So there's not going to be any power connection between these two unless it goes through the wall. So why don't we take a moment here. I would have absolutely no clue how to even pronounce that, but I also probably will not remember to Google that. I wish I had a better short-term memory. Wall outlet there. I guess here's fine. Let's, you know, I can live with it. I can tolerate that. I'm not going to have all of these connected. I just want to have one of those on each side. Closest to here. Let's get a wall outlet there. So at the very least, I'll have some power in here. Okay, you see what the problem here is, right? I have to rotate it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it probably doesn't. However, now that I know, I can't let it go. There we go. All is right in the world. Once you get past a certain point in life, having bacon cheeseburgers is not a good decision in terms of many different things. It is always the right decision from the perspective of, wow, that tastes awesome. But externalities also exist. Or if you have a meat allergy, yeah, that too. All right, now, all right, I'm gonna have to pull this up, not on stream because I don't want to figure out how to do that. But okay, what was that called? Okay, that's a lot of consonants straight in a row where I can't really pronounce it. PLJ ES. So this is basically the Serbian version of Hamburg steak. A seasoned patty made from a mix of ground meats. Oh, okay, so it's not just beef. All right. Beef, pork, and lamb with paprika, garlic, and onion. Okay. I need to eat this. Okay. Mistakes have been made because now I'm hungry in the middle of stream. Oh, man. That is, that has substantially reduced my ability to actually think in a good way. I want to dismantle blueprint. There we go. Because that wasn't part of the blueprint, it didn't dismantle it. All right. Well, we did learn something, and that was why I wanted to do this. So, well, congratulations. You may have prematurely ended stream, because now I am very hungry. We're not going to be done quite yet, though. Yeah, you know, I think that's okay. I don't necessarily want to have a can I get in here? No, I cannot. Oh, I can. I don't necessarily want to limit what's in here with pre-built stuff for like pipes or whatever. But I think it would be a mistake not to have there we go. I think it would be a mistake not to have provisions for it even if I don't build the pipes out. Actually, you know, this could be a good use case for pipeline wall supports that I have not unlocked. But seeing how this is, I'm going to put in the center of the outside a single pipeline support right in the middle. And then I guess, yeah, if I'm going to be stringing along hypertubes under here, then I'm going to want to have... no, I haven't even unlocked those yet, so I shouldn't worry about it. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna put it in the blueprint. So now what we need to do before we start cloning this is we need to set the correct colors for the lights. So this is the part where I have to figure out what in the world the correct setting is going to be. And I know there is this yellow that's not nearly the right one. I'm probably not going to need... I might want straight white at some point. But I'm going to change this yellow. Pioneer overalls. You know, unironically, that might be kind of close. That might be kind of close. But, Please do not send ex-Marines to my house, please and thank you. Let's see. Here we go again. You know, the last time we did this, I researched the color code for this. Chromatic for disco purposes. All right. Of course, the first result is a Satisfactory subreddit post. Okay. Conveniently, if you want a magenta, cyan, yellow for the vaporwave aesthetic, the codes are... Well, of course that's what that is. I already knew that. Okay, well this says sodium vapor FFD1B2? Yes. 36013F. I do not know what that is. We're going to find out. Oh, it converted it to, why did it do that? Okay, well that's what that converted to. That is a very vibrant purple. That's close to what's in my, my icon. But let's try... Yeah, that's what I wanted is the sodium vapor. FFD. 1B2. Okay, that's actually pretty close to the Pioneer overall one. Okay, it's actually not. Okay, so that's going to be that. Let's copy the settings there. Let's paste. No, I can't. There we go. Settings pasted. Settings, not quite. There we go. And then we're going to have to build this blueprint again and then get it hooked up to stuff. But I think that's probably about as good as we're going to get. All right. Save blueprint. And then, unfortunately, it is still... I think the sun's going down, though, so that's what we want. I want this to be tested at night. Road test. Man, that's so convenient not having to do that. Not having to do that otherwise. All right. That's going to get connected to the wrong spot. Not like it really matters, as long as that can connect to the outside, which it can. And then I just need that to connect. No, that's the wrong button. There we go. Need that to connect to the back side of this, or one of these. Come on. These are not on because maybe I left them in night mode. I did. Okay, well I want them in night mode, but I want to see... I think that's going to be... Oh, see you, battery. Sorry I missed you. I'm going to say this is probably good enough. I don't know if we need 100%. We can mess with that when the sun goes down. And I will go ahead and turn night mode back on for this. Well, all else equal, I think this is a pretty good blueprint for a road, an elevated highway to take us various places. I may end up, for lack of creativity, just straight whatever. Because I do want it to be able to line up to the world grid. I'm probably massively overcomplicating it. But I need to have variants of this for a ramp, which I do not know if that's going to be an easy thing to do. But that's going to get us somewhere. All right, hurry up, nighttime. Well, okay, we already know that's fine. If we are comfortable enough with this being our basic setup, I can finish this blueprint out. Have this be actually full, actually complete. So that is, I think, what I'm going to do. So that's the wrong one. We're going to call that highway 2-lane elevated normal. Set icons. Ooh. Okay, I don't need those to be icons. There's no other buildings that would do this. Why are there so many of these? Oh, okay. There's actually oh. I forgot. Okay, well I'm gonna go ahead and hit save. I forgot that we can build vehicle paths. But I don't know if I want to include vehicle paths on this or if I just leave them blank and then just connect them later. I'm sending a link to what? Should I be afraid? I have no reason to distrust you. I just have been okay. Wait, how is that? There's no way that's that close. Where the heck is this place? Okay, I obviously cannot say what it is, but there is no chance that is actually the location of this place. They're just... Yeah, there's no chance. There is no chance. It told me there was one that was, we'll say, some close distance away that made me question whether anyone in this this part of the area in which I live was operating an illegal bar out of a house on an area that has a minimum lot size of like 2 acres. It's like, that's not real. Anyway. Now you have me very, very curious. Okay, well, since you have absolutely no way of knowing, there is a very, very substantial immigrant population in parts of Atlanta that have very, very, very good restaurants. And I used to live very close to that area of town, and if you wanted authentic, basically any ethnicity food you could imagine, you could find it. It was always good. Lore collecting. Yeah, that's what we should call it, is lore collecting. Anyway, the point of this was to design a blueprint that would be functional, and I think this is probably fine. I'm going to choose to just leave this as the default blueprint, which blueprint name is already in use. Okay, good. That's fine. I need to be able to get up to the top of this, and I don't need to save the ladder to the outside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these that's also modified so I can get access to the tunnel. And I think the easiest way to do that is going to be to have these 2 things removed, replaced with... I am so hungry right now. You guys are evil. Replace that with that, and then to get down here, we have the ability to do stairs that directly attach here. That did not go. I clicked the wrong thing. That comes all the way down. I wish I could do it without the railings. That would be great. That comes all the way down. And then on this other side, same kind of deal. So now we have access down in here. I don't think I have to do that on both sides, but it may be advantageous. Let's do that. Keep my half foundation. Now, if there was one of these that didn't have that, this is a... Okay, that's not steep enough. The stairs are fine. I do have to check and see if this looks bad from beneath, because I know there's not exactly the... I'm going to choose to ignore that, and we're going to move on with our lives. You can do a lot of terrifying things with a writing degree if you put your mind to it. I believe in you. So, I think having this power connected right here is probably not ideal in terms of safety. But... see, I can't really have this just come straight down here. I don't have a quarter platform. I'd have to get really creative. Masala steak Gatsby. Oh boy, that sounds good. If I ever am able to make it to that part of the world, I would love to see all sorts of neat stuff. But now, you're just making me hungry. I need to get off of this immediately. That looks good. That looks really good. I occasionally use it to be scary in IEP meetings. Assuming you're being scary to administrators who don't want to accommodate students' needs, then yes, that is a good use of that. Stop making me hungry. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not totally happy with this, but I think this is probably fine. IEP is I don't know if this is the exact acronym, but it's like an individualized education plan for students who have special needs. So, for example, developmental disabilities, physical disabilities, or various circumstances that could cause them to have difficulty learning properly in a fully integrated classroom with people with all sorts of different, I guess you could say, learning styles. It's basically in place to ensure that a student that has needs can have them met by an educational institution. I'm sure Marina is going to give more information on that. But oh, hey, Josh. Could be so much power going through that connection that the air resistance wouldn't be enough impedance to prevent an arc from jumping to the Pioneer. Well, it sounds like Fix-It would be very much okay with that, so we're going to leave it there. No, you don't need to copy-paste your Google image searches into the chat, but thank you. Yeah, you see that's the really sad thing about standardized education, is that there's always going to be kids on both sides of it that are going to fall through the gaps. And, people are going to have different interpretations of priorities, but I would personally rather prefer to have, kids actually met where their needs are and taught what they need to know, whatever that takes. But obviously, different governments and different societies are going to have different priorities that may or may not be compatible with, basic human decency. But that's between you and whatever deity you choose to ascribe to. Often have to do with getting special education services, including accommodations, minutes in special education classrooms, or other services like speech. Yep. When I was a kid, I don't know that we had I don't know that we specifically had IEPs like we have now, but I was in the gifted program somehow, and that was it lumped in with the same individualized needs program. So we had kids in speech, we had kids in other types of therapy things. We had kids that had to go to the guidance counselors for one-on-one sessions, like weekly, for various things they had going on. They really tried. It didn't always work the way they wanted it to, but they really did try to make sure kids were accommodated and given tools to succeed. But that's all you can do, is you can just do the best with what you have, do what you can for the kids, and then sometimes it's up to them to meet you halfway. Sometimes there's other stuff standing in the way of that. Oh no. You can't have kids biting. You can't have kids biting other kids. I mean, you can. It's not a good idea, but I digress. Before I get too sidetracked, let's go and get the other what are those things called? Modular frames. Get that sent off. All right. This should be the last piece to do this.
Milestone reached. After several pioneers started exhibiting traumatic responses to power blackouts, Fix-It developed mitigation tools recommended by your local therapist. Power storages can hold excess power to delay or prevent blackouts in the eventuality that your factory's power consumption exceeds production. To simplify, these are rechargeable batteries. Power towers
okay,
carry
shut up,
power
Ada. I already
lines
know.
for significantly greater distances than poles, facilitating factory expansion and exploitation of this environment for the good of Fix-It and humanity.
If you didn't talk so much, we wouldn't need so much power, but that's fine. Hypertubes are next. We have basically all of this already, with the exception of the other copper sheets, but since it's a milestone, I can't manually craft it. We'll have to do whatever. Anyway, the sun's going down, and very soon we will have power to these streetlights. We can see what they look like, but I think that is going to be good enough for what we're trying to do. The really hard part is going to be getting ramps designed like this. He's fine. He's just lazy is totally a sentence I never heard. Yep. Oh, man. That is so close to my personal lived experience. It almost hurts. Well, it kind of does a little bit. I was like, all right, I don't have the ability to actually, like, force myself to do this. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. All right. We got more of these things. Electromagnetic control rods, biofuel, cooling systems, 18 of those. And hey, 13 copper sheets. Neat. I only need another 87 of those. Well, you know what we're about to do immediately with... wait, that's the wrong one. There we go. Immediately with these things is get a whole bunch more coupons. There we go. And then I can unlock other fun things. Oh, that only got me one coupon? Okay, that's a problem. Well... I mean, he's going to give us this many... Look what I have. I have more of these in here. I love it when that happens. We've got 4 coupons there. You know, I should be good and put those in there. I should. Do I want to? No, but I should. There's obviously a lot of other factors that go into, you know, trying to standardize education for like any child, that because kids need to be taught stuff. But I do think there's a substantial gap in terms of political will to accomplish the goal and getting people to actually follow through with it on the other end. For whatever reasons you choose to ascribe to that. But it's just, there's so many kids that need so much more than they're able to be given. And if they receive that, then they can be, you know, normal, functional members of society and provide for themselves. But a lot of those kids just aren't getting it. They're going to skip you from 4th to 6th grade. That would have been emotionally damaging. I am absolutely certain of that. But figured out you basically couldn't read, then they wanted to hold you back instead of letting me go to 5th grade. It's, again... It's so hard to just have a one-size-fits-all solution for kids because everybody's completely different. But that is a wild scenario to find yourself in. Hooked on Phonics, I haven't heard about Hooked on Phonics in like 20 years. Well, like when I was a kid, that was they'd mail you videotapes that you could learn about the program or whatever. Yeah, well, the Hooked on Phonics thing was a bit of wordplay that I probably did, to some extent, come from a terminology associated with a drug addiction. I don't know anyone that actually did Hooked on Phonics, I don't think. I don't remember far back enough to the mid-90s to tell you exactly how I was taught to read, but... I don't know. Hey, if it works, it works. Why is phonetically spelled phonetically? Now my brain hurts, so thank you for that. Now it's hypertube time. At least with what I can actually pop in. So we got all that. We got all that. I need another, like I said, 74 now. And then encased industrial beams, which are over here. Oh, I just barely have enough of these. Alright, that's actually good. Anything else in here? I got so much concrete I really don't need. Oh yes, lots and lots of trains. I do, in fact, have that video cassette. I know you know that I do, but... Okay. Now it is nighttime. Let's go examine our lighting setup here. Wait a second. This is still using the hole. Oh, because I built it before I fixed the thing. Okay, so in terms of lighting coverage, I feel like this is about the best possible outcome. That one is very bright, and these aren't. Why is that? Okay, that's at 100. It's at 100%. Why is this one just so much brighter because the thing isn't open? No, it's at 100%. Still 100. Alright, I guess I'm just nuts. I like this. Don't know why this is so much brighter here, but it is. Why are they radioactive up top? Got the Northern Lights, though. And legally distinct Saturn. Now we can, and I do want to experiment with this lower intensity. Thank you, mute button, for not destroying everyone's eardrums when I had to sneeze. Because if this looks better at 50% intensity, then that's what I'm going to change the blueprint to have. And that will be... Yeah, this one is still really bright for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't seem to care. Maybe that's the sun actually shining down on that spot. Because at 50%, this corner is no longer illuminated, but if this were, you know, chained together, then this would be illuminated by the thing that would be over there, or over here, rather. What do you think about 50%? Maybe it's a different color preset. No. No, they should all be the same. We'll check. Nope, that's the same one we did. I kind of like the 50%. I think that's going to be fine. Obviously, we're not going to have that cable right there. But you know what? I think that is going to be more or less exactly what we want. Maybe for this to make sense. No, because it would be the same on this. No, it wouldn't. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over here. We're going to change this to 50%. And we are also going to change the location of... Oh, I already did this, didn't I? We're going to change the location of this thing to be on this side instead of this side so that the wall outlet is not in the wrong spot for safety purposes. That's got to go to this, but I don't have to have that there. So it's not crossing in front of the stairs. We'll do the same thing over here. Just hook it up to the other one. Then I just have to update the blueprints. So that goes... Come on. There we go. That goes there. I like this. I think this is a big improvement. Cannot forget to change this to 50% intensity. Or maybe even lower than 50%. Maybe 40, maybe 30. But I feel like that is... that's probably good. Then I do have to change this as a different blueprint and take the ladder out. But I'm feeling pretty good about this. Maybe, since we have signs. Is that going to be under architecture? Is it under logistics? No. Organization, I'm sure. Okay. So this would be a great opportunity for us to put in a sign, if I can figure out how this is going to fit. To indicate that there's going to be an underpass. And this is also one of those things that would make me think I need to use my frame pillars. These are a lot bigger than I thought. Good lord. Big frame pillar. Yeah, because this isn't going to be... isn't really going to be friendly for this. So I want at some point to have the big sign gantries at intersections. Leave the cable as to the thrill of driving. Yeah. I'd probably prefer not to run over cables. Okay, so it is still middle of the night, I'm pretty sure. So let's... Okay, that looks good from over here. Obviously, rebuilding it with the thing in the right spot is going to be fine, but I feel pretty happy with that. So, I just want to make absolutely sure. Right-handed drive is going to mean that I'm going to have this here. I don't want it to be close enough to cause a problem, but I also, I guess, don't have I don't have an architectural way to stick this in here where it's not going to look terrible. I thought I had. No, I did not get those. I wonder if this is going to be a really stupid way to do this. Put ladders right here in the middle. Because I can't build off from here. Alright. Bear with me, folks. We're about to commit science. I have that going up to there. First of all, oh, there we go. What is the size of a tractor relative to this? Oh, of course I can't build that from inside. Because I need to have the clearance, so maybe. I'll tell you what, I'll just do this all in one go, so I don't have it be a problem. I just wish this wasn't so stinking huge. I could put it on the outside. Maybe I should just have this go directly out like that. All right, let's just do this. How am I going to get this to connect vertically? I don't want it to connect to that. Can I snap something to this? That's not... I mean, it fits. I can't be that mad about it. If that is exactly... Oh, now I'm off the Blueprint Designer. This is one of the reasons why I did design this like this. So I could do this stuff on the side. Ah, yes. Yeah, I always thought Bashi was bridge, or that's how I've always heard it. Okay, pillar. Can I get to the outside of this? Can I hologram lock it? I can. Okay. Let's check that. Okay, so that actually right there seems like it would be okay. I wish I had a shorter version of this that didn't intrude into this compartment here. Alright, so I've got that there. Let's come across to the other side. I say as I can't see anything. Alright. This just has to go far enough up to not be a problem for clearance on vehicles that can use this road. Trucks are going to be maybe a little bit too big. And I want it to be above the street lights. So 4 of those. I also have height to contend with. I think this is probably okay. H for up. No, this is a disaster. Okay. Come on. Can I get this to go? No. I cannot get that to go any higher. That is unfortunate. Oh, never mind. There is a vertical nudge. I just couldn't read. So that's 3, 4, 5. Is this gonna meet perfectly? Perfect. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do here is probably go and unlock those billboards now, because that's how this works, but... okay, yeah. That's not gonna cut the mustard. Definitely not. The idea here is to communicate that there is an underpass. And also maybe put some other sign on it, but... I don't have brackets. I guess this is alright. Comically small sign is good. You know, I am tempted to agree. Let's... Blueprint removal. Okay, that's fine. I need to get my coupons First of all, I need to check and see my... Oh, billboards are 10? Why am I like this? Alright. First, we're going to go see Gary. And Gary, and Gary, and Gary. We're going to see if they have any more gifts for us. Okay, thank you, Gary. 3. Ooh, I needed those. That's helpful, thank you. Silica, also helpful. And rubber, also helpful. Thank you, Garys. Now, having the crystal oscillators is great because that was a research to get us to one of these. Hostile organism detection, which I don't think I'm ever going to care about having. Which one was it that was going to get me? Oh, it wasn't any of these. Alright, well, I guess I'm just nuts then. I don't have a... No, that's that, that's that. The Explorer's a good vehicle, except when it's not. Maybe I was just out of my mind. Material resonance screening. Ah, priority merger, that's why. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to keep this safe over here. I'm going to... Cooling system, we're not going to need that forever. We're easily going to be able to get more of those. I'm going to sink these. I'm going to do the bad thing. Get more coupons. And then move on with our lives, because I don't have that much longer to do this. And I would like to have some sort of road built. Alright, so that's 3 coupons. That's 4 coupons. That's 5 coupons. I already have how many over here? Probably 4, which would be the funniest possible outcome. Yes. Alright, well... See, heat sinks aren't really going to get us that much further in. Now that we're already this far out, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference what we put in here. So I'll put in some concrete. Put in the rest of the stack of cables. I shouldn't put Caterium ore in. I should be turning that into other stuff. And I guess just whatever fits. Oh, I know. I don't want a Cybertruck. That's useless. Unless I'm going to make like a plinth or something to stick it on top of with signs saying, haha, look at this garbage thing. But I don't feel like that's a productive use of our time. I just need one more coupon. One more coupon. We're only 8,300 points away. And then I can get my sign that I don't need for anything else. Ugh. Oh, that's actually kind of really ugly. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Broke down and started a new save. Yeah, rest in peace your productivity. But it's fun. So, you know. Time spent well wasted is not wasted. You might be saying, that doesn't make any sense. And you would be correct. Not even close. What's wrong with the Cybertruck except for the quality, weight, utility, and pricing? Well, hey. It makes a great decoy dumpster for raccoons, so they don't try to get into your actual garbage can. What else? I need to automate the copper sheets. There is a pure copper node somewhere in the vicinity of where we set up steel. See, I need to modify the blueprints, but I can only do one at a time. Can I build a second blueprint designer? Yes, I can. I can have multiple blueprint designers. There you go. Talk so fast your mouth can't keep up. I should build multiple designers. Because right now what I have to do is I have to finish this, and then I have to save it. And then I have to take everything out. Which I guess I could just reload the previous blueprint. But I have to have that all removed. I don't want this to be something that's going to take me another 10 years, but it probably will. Okay, that actually wasn't quite as slow as I thought. That's the wrong container. There we go. What can I put in here that's marginally faster? Probably not much. Well, we'll be done soon. The overhang looks like an exposed hernia. That's bad. All right, coupon. What am I doing with these 10 coupons? Am I buying something useful? No, I'm buying a giant sign. But giant signs are fun.
Where did you leave your lizard doggos? What's in this storage container?
They're
Where
right
did
there.
you put the essential components needed to save humanity?
In
Do you
the
wish there
thing.
was text to prevent you from constantly taking the wrong turn? Disguise your struggles to comprehend the complexity of your surroundings with signs.
There you go. Okay, so now that I've thoroughly wasted a bunch of time and a bunch of resources... Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Oh, man. So, I have to... I have to have copper sheets to do this. All right. Well, at least I have... Where's my crystal oscillators? Tell me I can... Oh, here they are. Okay, I was about to be like, oh no. Do I have any copper? No. All right. Well, I said I was not going to put any of the milestone parts in if I made them by hand. So what we're going to have to do is come over here and very carefully change this to be copper sheets. No, I don't want blueprint. Take that out and just let this pass straight through as it makes copper sheets. Incredibly slowly. Until I super overclock it. And that's going to be dangerously close to our maximum power load. Yeah, maximum consumption is 298.3 and the production is 300. Yeah. We're in dangerous territory. So I guess we're going to sit here and wait for this for a little bit. By sit here, I mean go and look at our concrete. Okay, that's fine. I realize there's much better ways to do this that I'm currently not doing. We will get there. Oh, that's the pure node. Okay, so I'm massively limiting my potential here by not having multiple smelters. Well, I don't want to take the time to redo this now because we still haven't done what I said I was going to do today. And we are almost 3 hours in. So I guess we just have to wait. Then we'll get that taken care of. I will start building a highway. I don't know if I can complete it because I won't have ramps and I won't have curves or anything, but I suppose that's about the best we can do. Doing the curved highways is not super easy when you have all these other components to contend with. So I think what's probably going to happen is I'm just going to have it go. I was gesturing with my hands that you cannot see. Go straight and then do like a little L shape. Because that's going to come probably right by the space elevator. Pure Caterium being straight ahead is going to be great because I can just have the thing go that way. Depending on elevation changes, I may end up going straight and then go through here all the way up to here. Remember the one stream where we spent the whole 4 hours building the curve? Yes, I do, and I don't want to do it that way again, which is why I'm going to try to do blueprints. The problem is you can easily do blueprints for a surface to be curved, but if you have structure underneath it, it gets really difficult. How are we looking on these? 59. I need to have 74 for this, and then I need to have some other ones for what I'm trying to do. So we'll let that be what that's going to be. But in terms of height, to be able to dodge everything, I think this is going to have to be a pretty tall setup, and I'm going to have to build a ramp version of this, which is going to be challenging. I guess we'll see. We'll see what we get ourselves into. I also might not want to have the big pillars spaced every 2 foundations. I might be able to get away with every 1 in the middle. So I may also change that. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't really matter because the stuff will float anyway. But it's nice to have things that look decently realistic. I'm going to get this up to... I probably should have about 130 before I go back. So I wish I had access to like height data for this. Because some of this is going to really be beneficial to have elevated and some of it is really not. There's probably a median height that is going to make more sense. Well, we don't need to spend too much more time thinking about it. Okay, that gets me to 102. That satisfies that not being automated. Or rather being automated, not being manually made. We're also about to run out of copper that's in here. I'm going to keep my 100 copper ingots, and I'm going to manually craft those when we get to this point, but I do want that to be... Okay, that's enough. I don't want to do this anymore. I'll take that out because I don't need to worry about it. Save my power. Yeah, so for reference, we're using less than 1/10 of the capacity of this node with a single thing, but we haven't really needed that much wire, so I think it's probably okay. We will redo this at some point. Don't worry. I just had to make sure that was taken care of appropriately. Alright, now let's go back and do all of this so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Yeah, becoming important at work is both a blessing and a curse. But I do know your specific situation is quite good. Alright. Hypertube launch.
Milestone reached. By adding hypertube entrances at both ends of hypertubes, pioneers can achieve two-way travel between locations. They are also error% safer than jump pads. You dreamed of moving across factories like valued resources, such as rocks and water, and Fix-It listened to your dreams. We watched them. We took extensive notes. Hypertubes. Because Fix-It makes pioneers' closely monitored dreams come true.
Well, that's a terrifying thought. And with that, folks, we have completed all available milestones before we get space elevator parts completed. So that's going to be the next major project we have to do, is to start making a whole bunch of those. And that is one of the reasons why I really wanted to have this taken care of. You know, it would be both funny and terrible if Coffee Stain and April Fool's joke were sometimes copper smelters pull... Oh, yes. Oh, boy. That is like my favorite vintage meme. Just getting extremely mad about the quality of copper. Now I can build a big... Oh, no, I can't. I forgot. I have to go get the reinforced. Oh, this is what I get for trying to build beyond my my tech level currently. Oh, and I don't even have enough of these. Okay, well, I can manually make a bunch of this stuff, and I will. Very slowly, but I will. Well, if you have a country that's trying to incentivize people to have kids, that's one way to do it. Just pay them a ton of money. Not that that's necessarily a completely good or completely bad idea. We need to make encased industrial beams. Encased industrial beams, by the way, if you did not know, are the material for the Tier 4 belts, which we're not going to have for a while, but we are going to want to start making a bunch of these. For now, I just need them so I can make the big billboard that I'm probably not even going to use today, but I wanted to have ready to go. Isn't making those billboards a part of the blueprint making it impossible to build them until you get a lot more resources? Yes, but I'm not going to be building a ton of these with the crossovers. I just wanted them to, you know, exist. The regular blueprint is not going to have that. So we're not going to need to really worry about it. And we will eventually be making all of these things before we can do any more research, because a lot of that stuff is also components for the space elevator parts. It's just one of those things you have to balance all of your different types of factories you're trying to make. And having the roads in place is going to be so much easier. Yeah, that should be plenty of height even for like a truck or something. Okay. I think, based on how this is set up, is that a big pillar? It is. This is enough space to drive something between it, but I don't know, I kind of feel like some of these are going to need to be just a single pillar in the middle. But for how this is set up, I think this is fine. I may just individually modify some of them. Alright. Not that it really matters what side of this has the billboard. Small billboard. Oh, that's actually kind of a reasonable size for something like this. But the large billboard is more fun. So let's nope. How low can you go? That is decently low. It is also it's going to block out lights. Okay. Is that in the range of the, what do you call it? Yes, it is. Now, if I build that there, that is, oh, that is huge. Okay, good. It does have actual supports on it. It's not just whatever. That is, Might see the first ever decapitation by the lower side of the highway. There you go. Oh, I can't even reach this. All right, please hold. I have to put in a ladder to get up to modify my sign. All right. So if I have an icon, oh, look at that. You can have motion backgrounds. I'm going to have, we'll call this down left arrow, and then we'll say underpass. Or can I have multiple icons? No, I can only have one. So that means I have to have that, instead of being that, I have to have it be there. Unless there's a better icon for underpass that's not a door. We'll do the Pioneer. We'll call this Utility Corridor Access. I don't need it to be super bright. Now, if we're going by highway signs, there is a standard in the United States called the Manual for Uniform Traffic Control Devices or something that dictates the the font and the size and the color and the iconography on highway signs. Highway sign green. What color is that? Federal Highway Administration green. Wow, what a creative color. It is 009900. That seems brighter than I would normally have expected. This is just going to be straight up white, which is just a bunch of F's. And then this probably... That font is wrong. I cannot change the font. Let's see. How can I say this without being disparaging? I have had terrifying experiences, not all, but with some women who are very, very into astrology. So I would probably first instinct would be to run away. That doesn't mean that's what the universal thing would be, but there is some lore that you guys don't need to know. Let's do this. That is so bright. I also don't feel like that's the right green. Or maybe it's because the color code, according to that, is correct, but it does feel too bright. Okay, why can I not modify the sign? All right, this thing's playing jokes on me. All right. So that is... Oh, it's not going to give me a tooltip. I feel like if I reduce this... See, like, this screen looks much closer, but the other ones, it's just so bright. Okay, so that's closer in color, but it doesn't have any luminance to it. I wish there was an option between 0 and 1. Because it does need to be lit. So what if I modified... No, that's not the right one. What if I modified this instead of 0.32 to be, say, 0.2? Because that is going to change the color there, but that is still so bright. Add black. 0.07. All right, well. That looks a lot closer. That looks substantially closer. That light is also hilariously close to the sign. So I may need to raise that. And of course you can change this to be whatever, but I'm going to say for right now that is probably about as good as we're going to get. I may redo it at some point, but I feel like honestly this is probably fine. That is just super close. Cone-wise though, it shouldn't block anything. All right, let's check and see what we might have missed down here. This is for access to power on the inside. The actual power is being run down the outside. That's fine. Honestly, I think this is about as good as this is going to get. So now I just have to change this. Elevated utility access. That can be saved. Blueprints I have... Where's the one I just did? Okay. I need to be better about using icons for the correct thing. It's not going to let me do any of these without it being... I just want like a regular icon. I don't want... How do I want to go about doing this? Can I just not have an icon? Ooh. I can make all the highway ones that same color. There we go. Set directory. I don't have a directory. Okay. Well, at least that's there. So I have that. Lane elevated, 2-lane elevated utility access. Okay. Now that that is saved, I can clear that. And then I can load this one. And then I have to fix this with the different settings that we decided we're going to change. So I've got to be able to... Did I save that with a... Did I save that with a ladder? I'm almost certain I saved it with a... Wait, what? Did I have these put in here? Wait a second. Blueprint storage box. Or is that the materials? Oh, when I demolished the thing. It... Wait, what? Why are these in here? Alright, now I've just confused myself. Okay, I need to take the... Yep, I need to take the ladder away. Did I leave the ladder up there? No, I did not. Pack some from when you demolish something. Okay. Okay, well it didn't... Alright, whatever, it doesn't matter. I just need to save this. Clear it. Load that. And then go back to the same thing we had already done. Except I have to be able to get up here with a ladder. Alright, so this is the normal one. I need to change the intensity to 50% because that's what we decided. At least the color was correct. And I need to redo the... on the inside down there where the stuff connects so it matches. So then I just need to be able to get down in the middle. Doesn't matter. That goes to this tile. And that one connects to, once I get back up here, connects to that. Which I think is the right one. Yeah. And then I do the same thing on this side just so it matches better with what we're already doing. Get that connected there. Come back in, remove it. And that is going to be the best I can do. And it redid that. Okay, so that seems like it's fine. I don't need to worry about putting signs or anything in. Connecting down the side is, well, it's going to be what it's going to be. It's got the same pillars there. I'm just going to leave those pillars, and if they are terrible, then we'll deal with it later. Why does it put them in here instead of my inventory? That's so weird. So now this is 2-lane elevated normal. I need to select the same color again. Just because that's what I know the starting source of that is. 0.07. Alright, so now if I look at my blueprints, I've got elevated utility access, elevated normal. I do not like that I can't see the rest of that, but so that's there, that's there. They're all set correctly. And now I just need one that can go up. That is not necessarily going to be the easy thing to do. That may require some temporary insertions. We'll do that in 4 block segments. Okay, so now that we know that's all fine and well and good, I can add these to my construction thing here. Say I want to put 10 of these in. Then I'm going to have, wow, that much quick wire, really, for all those lights? See, this is why you do this, so you know. Okay, that's going to get me taken care of on the rods. I'm going to bring the rest of those as well. There we go. I need quick wire. I also need more concrete. And then I'm going to start the process of building maybe Maybe I can't do it on the close side of the space elevator. Maybe it has to be the other side. I think that might be the better... Might be the better way to go. Stream the Cling 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 on Discord so we have ambient music. Let's see what the doggos have, if they have anything useful for us, and then we'll start building some of that. Gary 3 has stators. Thank you, Gary 3. Gary 4 has rebar. Ooh, alkylate aluminum sheets. Those are nice. That's the tier 5 belt material. And more computers. Thank you, Garys. You've been very helpful today. Let's put our advanced treasures away. And I believe if I have the opportunity to make some more quick wire, I should do that. Otherwise, it may be time for us to go ahead and put in a Caterium factory, but I don't really want to spend a bunch of time doing that right now. It is a pure node, though. I don't have the power to run it, which is a problem. But I really am not going to be able to make 10 of these without having any more of that. All right. Do I have any? No, I do not. All right. Let's go get some concrete. Where's the car? All the way over here? I know in here I have steel beams. That's fine. I'm going to want those for something, I'm sure. Mark III belts. And I need to fix that. I need to do so much more stuff. There's only so many hours in the day. I've already kind of reached the more or less the maximum of what I really have time for, but I'm gonna put that back. So now I've got 3,000 concrete. I just don't have the quick wire. Well, I have enough quick wire to make 3 of these, and we know where the Caterium is. Am I about to do this to myself? Ooh, Mark II miners. Mark II miner on a pure node is going to give us 240, and if I'm going to have quick wire, I really should just start from that. There's going to be a ridiculous quantity of smelters necessary for that. I think the input for those is 30. So I'd need 8, probably. Yeah. And then after that, I've got the quick wire, or I got the Caterium, then I have to put it through constructors. What is the throughput on this? Come on. Oh god, it takes 12? I'm gonna have 240. That means I need to have... I gotta have 20 of these. Oh boy. Yeah, remember when I wasn't gonna do this? Me too. Well, it's going to be a good idea to have as much quick wire as possible. We can also sync it. But this is going to be 80 megawatts just for constructors for the quick wire. 80 megawatts plus another 32. So you're at 112 plus 15. You're at 127 megawatts, which is almost half of our current power production just to max out quick wire production on that pure node. That is nuts. That is not sustainable. We will need to expand our coal production. That's why I'm probably not going to actually do that today. But I added it to the list. So at the very least, we know what we're dealing with. I've got basically everything else. I had just enough cable. I'm going to have to bring more. Power miner, quick wire, reinforced plate. I'm going to grab another stack of... Well, no, I'm not, because I don't have another stack. I'll just get that. Reinforced iron plate might be a problem. But I do need to get more wire. So I'll grab 2 full stacks of that. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine. That. Get there. Why did it keep dumping me out of it? Yeah, we won't be streaming too much longer, but it's good to see you. We should have in here... Oh, this has just been making modular frames the whole time. Well, I did say we do need modular frames, so I guess I'll just take a full stack of those. And then I need to be able to... I need to be able to get my reinforced iron plates. And I need 40 of those. I'm going to... I'm going to disconnect that. And instead... I don't have enough room to put a merger, do I? I have no idea how it's even considering allowing me to do this. But it's letting me do it, so as long as this number keeps going up because I haven't, you know, broken everything else, then I think we're going to be okay. So that, yeah, that went up. I just don't have my modular frames. That needs to change to 10. And it has not yet. That's concerning. Okay, there we go. So that has successfully been fixed. Alright. Now, I don't have to actually start this, I don't have to have all the materials to build all of it. But I do want to be able to actually build as much of this as I possibly can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around to the other side of the space elevator because I think it's going to be just a tiny bit easier. Come through here. Check our alignment with the map. Yeah. If I have this, actually, that's going to be... maybe not. I'm going to have to zoop this to the other side. Make a buffer zone. Because I am going to want to have some sort of other factory thing on the other side of this. But for this to be where the blueprint for the road... Normal... Okay. For this to be where this attaches... I'm going to have to be very careful how this goes, because it has stuff on the bottom. It's not going to want to clip unless I have something for it to attach to. So this is going to be inconvenient. We're going to have to do a little bit of nonsense here. Okay, I need that to go down. I'm pretty sure the bottom of that, if I come across here, will align with my my thing here. For that to be perfectly in sync, it has to be in the middle. That's not what I wanted. And I put that there. I put that there, and I put that there. I should be able to, in theory, attach my blueprint directly to this exact spot and it not be a pain in the butt. Let's lock the hologram. That is not where that goes. That's where that goes. That is where that goes. That should basically... Wait a second. Oh, it counts that as overhang. Okay. Please hold. I need this to be centered. Which means I could have just... There we go. Alright, that's there. That's there. That is very close to meshing with this. But what part of it is stuck? Oh, really? Man, okay, that's annoying. This is how people have trust issues. Alright, I just need to be able to get over here. Or maybe I should just go one more over and save the grief. Let's do that. I'm not leaving these foundations here, by the way. I'm just putting this so I can actually attach it to something and then get rid of it later. Okay, that is going to go... Let's see, lock that there. That needs to go to the middle, which is that and that. That's the same height? Or is it not the same height? Okay, that is slightly lower. Okay, that's unfortunate. I didn't want that to be lower. I wanted that to be the same height. That's the same. Oh, it needs to be another 2 meters up. Okay. Because it wasn't the complete height. All right, well that's easy enough for us to take care of. Then I just have to be able to actually affix the blueprint to it. Then I can climb up here and actually get that situated. Okay. That goes here. Should be basically perfect. And height-wise, if we come back to this side and we don't get wet. Yeah, all right. So there you go. That is the first road segment just going straight past this. I may have to modify it at some point, but that is basically it. Now I just have to... Well, I probably should have supports on this, but that was just for measurement purposes. What I can and will do now is I will extend those pillars down into the lake here. That goes one more below. I think that, yeah, that matches there. I think that goes all the way to the bottom. It does. Look at that. Okay. Fantastic. So now after all of that... Okay, that's annoying. After all of that, I still have to be able to get back up there, but I can at least get these blueprints to connect to each other. And we can actually use this like a road. And then we just have to build ramps to get other places. Yeah, so that connects just fine there. Oh, I can't do that. I have to do it with blueprints. So blueprint, if I want to have one with an underpass, which I probably should, I want build mode, auto connect, blueprint auto connect. Yeah, so as I suspected, we do still have to manually connect that. But it's a lot easier because it's accessible right here and may be ugly, but that's okay. Now I have here all the way down to here. And this is going to run into the rock. If I had moved it one more this way, it would not have run into the rock. I have to remove it. Okay, that's annoying. I have to get rid of these. And then I absolutely have to stop playing at some point. Okay, blueprint. That is a drag. I thought for sure I had done something smart here. Why is the top of that a different color? Oh, I built those on asphalt mode. Oh, see, this is when I really start to dislike this game. Oh, it takes so much time. So much time. All right, I just need this to attach to the bottom of... No, that needs to be... No, I'm in blueprint mode. Okay, that needs to be a 2. No, that's the wrong button. What am I doing? That needs to be there. And then from there, I need to have that come out. That go there, and then that gets centered on that one. See, I was right the whole time. What do you think I'm doing? I'm about to put those pillars in the correct spot. I just had to get it in the right height first. Now, the problem is going to be getting up there, so I'm going to have to put that in there. It's going to be so much easier once I have the jetpack or the hover pack or something. Now, this is going to be a bit of a challenge because of how this is configured. This is not exactly going to be playing nice for me here. I am still going to have to put these in place. But if I get my pillars in, I just have to rotate 45 degrees, put that in there. Remember that this is... I guess that is the correct thing, unless I have a... okay. Well. I just need this to be... because if I attach this to the bottom here, I guess I can check. And maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing to have this at... what the heck are you doing? Why is this rotated like that? No. No, it's trying to snap to... there we go. I can't snap to the things because these are rotated 90 degrees. 45 degrees. Height-wise, though, this is... wait a minute. Did I go through all of that and then put it in the exact same spot? Is that what that was? Or did I actually... I think I moved it enough. Oh, okay. I was confused because I got rid of these. No. I actually wanted that. So that goes to that spot. Yeah, so I don't need these. These are in the way. I know. It was a helpful idea that I completely failed to process normally because that's how my brain works. That goes here. Nope, that's not there. There we go. That goes there. And then I can take all of this out. And I really should... yeah, I should zoop down. There. Of course, that would do that to me. If you sent that email to me yesterday, I do have that. I've left it unread, so I remember that I need to look at it. I will try to set up a time with you this upcoming week after the holiday to talk about things. I just got a billion things on my plate right now, and it's very hard for me to keep things straight if I don't have things clearly marked that I have not done them yet. Which probably is an indication of something else, but is this going to clear the rock? It may not. But anyway, I need to blueprint auto connect. And then I need to blueprint auto connect. One of these is going to have an underpass. I guess I'll just make it this next one. Oh, look at this. This is going to just like barely miss this. Okie dokie. Let's get this connected all the way down the side. So I don't have to be worried about that. I want to see these lights turn on when the next sunset happens. That's going to go there. Okay. Now I have trees in the way. What do we do with trees that are in the way? We cut them down. But I don't need to cut it down yet. I do want to get this actually... oh, I don't have enough quick wire. And that's the entire thing I was saying that we really needed to do something about, was to get quick wire. I am out of time, though. It is almost 5 o'clock. What am I going to do? Because I really wanted this to go further that way. Well, not really much I can do, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's just do... let's do this. Why did it do that? That's not what I wanted. I hit the wrong button, that's why. I wanted to zoop. I'll get this hooked up. And then I can drive something out here at the very least and use the road. But I also need to get power. That is going to go... for our purposes, easiest way to do this is just going to be to bring this across. I guess just right there. I can connect that to... really? That's going to reach all that way? Alright, well now I've got lights. I will read chat back in a second. That just needs to be connected across. I do not care if I have something going across the road here. I just want all these. Look at that. Look at this. This looks really nice with the 50%. I'm very happy with that. That's pretty cool. See, the problem with using an app is I would forget that I have the app, and then that would render it completely pointless. It really does look nice, doesn't it? Yeah, so there you go. Tractors can just have their routes going across like this, and obviously they can go back, but I like this quite a lot. And these things do have a small enough turning radius where we wouldn't have to have crazy curves. Those are for trucks and monorails. But the monorail situation is going to be a lot easier to deal with because since you have auto-connected blueprints, it'll automatically build curved monorail tracks between blueprint segments. Oh, please don't set me off on California high-speed rail and the complete lack of actual information people have on what's actually happening. It is still a very, 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 very stupid situation, but it's not nearly as bad in some ways as most of the internet thinks. I think I am very much way too white to do most of those kind of impressions. Yeah, if I get on a train tangent now, I'm going to be doing this till like 10 o'clock and then I'm going to starve to death, so... this, at the very least, is very good. And that wheel is off the ground, which is weird. But now we have the opportunity to have this go straight out here. I'm standing in the middle of the road. If I look at the map, this will be off to the right. We're headed right toward this elevation change right there, so we're going to have a ramp. But... we can have that off to the right with a little loading station, probably go past it, do a 90-degree turn, and then do a 90-degree here. We've got 4 times pure iron over there. Yeah, that seems like probably the best possible way to do this without making it super complicated. See, now you're going to make me actually legitimately conduct a search for Serbian food in my immediate area, which may or may not be productive. Oh, no, we're doing trains. We're doing trains on this one. We just have to get there. I do feel very good about this, though. I'm glad we were able to get that done. I'm kind of worried about the power consumption. Actually, no, it's not that bad because the other factory is no longer super overclocked. Let's take this back to base. Let's go say hi to the Garys, and then that's probably going to be it for today. As long as I don't fall off. Maybe if I take this, I'm going to get in trouble. But... I might have enough to put the other one in there. I might have enough to do it. Okay, because I cannot resist trying to put this in. Okay, that has the blueprint on the billboard. Is that going to be on the correct side? It's hard for me to see. No. Auto connect. I'm just going to have to trust that it's right. Yes. Pay no attention to the tree being wrong. Look at this. Look at this. It clears it. It clears it just barely. Oh, yes. Beautiful. But now the problem is this bottom bit is it's gonna get caught up in the ground. So this is that's gonna have to go. Hey, remember when I was gonna be done? And no, I'm not. Let's just try. Let's try to see what kind of scenario this is gonna get us into if I do 10 times going up. That's the double ramp. That means it's the 2 meter. Yeah, okay. So that is going to be our next fun. Figuring out how we're going to have the this same road template go up at this incline. Because it seems like that is just about perfect. And get us high enough where that's not going to be a problem before we get there. For my sake of my sanity, I'm going to have to cut the tree down. And then this one. All right. Yeah, I haven't connected these. I should probably do that before it becomes impossible. No, 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 no. Wrong one. There we go. Then I need that to be connected to there. Okay, so this one has glitched out because it wasn't connected apparently. There we go. It should theoretically just work, but maybe it's because it wasn't connected when the thing turned on. It didn't change the state. All right. That is pretty cool. And then we can come down here. We can get into the utility corridors. Look at that. Look at that go. All the way down there. We have so much space for, well, basically anything. Pipelines, hypertubes, conveyors, factory cart, drag races, whatever your heart desires. And then we'll just have to have this go up. So I do want to try one more thing. Let's go up another 10. Because that's going to be 20. Which is the same as 4 repeats of... No. 5 repeats of a 2 meter incline ramp blueprint maxed out. If this is the right height, we're in good shape. This is maybe slightly too high. Why are those back? Why did they... I killed them. Why did they respawn? I didn't think those would respawn. I know the other... Anyway. Alright, so that is 5 of the incline blueprints. To get us somewhere else, let's go 4. Then let's do another 4. So this would be 2 of the other blueprints. And then this would be... Come on. This would be 3 of the other blueprints. Would get us to this exact spot at this exact height. It is slightly too low. But for the road, that's fine. For the road, I think that's fine. I will probably at the very top of this do another utility corridor access thing and then maybe have a sign for that stuff. There's enough space off to the right where I could have a pull-off. I need to design one of those. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I do need more Caterium. I don't want to tempt fate, though. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, because this is actually attached, I'm going to put that in place. I'm going to go to the customizer. I'm going to delineate what actually separates each blueprint segment. So that's one segment for next segment. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So now every separate segment that we're going to be dealing with is a different color. So we know what we have. Oh man, roundabouts are going to be so hard to do. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, but at least now we have a road to get to the Caterium. And we are going to be able to hopefully effectively get that set up. But I am beyond out of time. It's 5 o'clock. I desperately need to go eat something and take care of stuff. I need to record a video for tomorrow as well. So yeah, no live stream tomorrow. It's Easter in the U.S. I will be spending that time with family. So what I will go ahead and do now is, I guess, just run back here. and go say hi to the doggos one more time. And then we will be all set, ready to go. Hello, Gary's. 12 aluminum casings, very helpful. Biofuel, thank you. More rubber, thank you, and more biofuel. All right, so not that great of a thing here, but the aluminum casings are going to be nice to have, even if it's only 6 of them. So back we go with all of these things. I have this set to be doing those. Okay, good. I do need those. I'm going to need rotors, and I know I have to redo this at some point. We're just not quite there yet. Yep, I think this has been very, very productive. Even if we didn't actually build much of a road going anywhere, we do have that taken care of. And that's nice. Alright, so this is where we'll say goodbye. Have a great rest of your day. Happy Easter to those of you who celebrate this weekend. I don't know when the other Easter is, so you know how that goes. But I'll catch you again very soon for more fun with these guys. Maybe Tuesday. I'm not entirely sure. I'll let you know. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.